Yep. What's going on, man? Just wait for some people to get in here. Doing some posting. Hold on. That's a low effort title, I know. What's up, Grom? What's up, man? I don't know how to say your name. Look like a bunch of fucking letters. I'm gonna call you Y. What's up, Y? Akainu talks? Oh, we're gonna get into that in a second. I want to get into that when we get into like the One Piece popularity poll and shit. We're gonna discuss about that too. I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. Um, um, by the way, I'm gonna end up bringing this up when more people get in here, but this is probably like the last time you'll see this specific profile picture. I'm getting a drawn one, and it should be like the sketch is already done, so I have to wait for like the coloring and like the finalized like product and rendering and all that. But Sumo, the guy who makes my other drawn thumbnails, um, he is making a thumbnail for me, and it's pretty fucking good. How about the Gabon problem? What specific problem are you talking about? Loki, what do I think, or what do I think is the main villain, or who do I think is the main villain? Emu or Blackbeard? I still think it's Blackbeard. Yeah, I agree. I would be more satisfied with it being Blackbeard and another pirate than it being Emu. To be honest. Now, if I could, now if I, in my ideal world, it's a Kainu, but I more so believe it's Blackbeard than anybody else. But either way, Blackbeard, Akainu, and Emu are the three final villains, though. So, Karam, what do you mean about the Gabon problem? Oh, the Adrudin feat. We'll get into yeah. So hold on, let me actually pull up that. Where's my goddamn keyboard over here? I put it all the way to my left. So let me pull up the panel real quick. All right. So as I'm pulling it up, I'll say my initial thoughts. So the problem with the Hadrudin feat is it's it's like an outlier, and I don't think it really damaged Emu. More so, it pushed him back, if that makes sense. And with when it comes to like him teaming up with Luffy and Loki, we can all agree that Luffy and Loki did most of the damage there. And it's not really like the first time this has happened. I mean, the last arc, Kuma punched the shit out of Saturn, and Bonnie then later teamed up with Luffy, and then in two different instances against Saturn again and Mars, I think it was. There's in One Piece power scaling, there's these very weird outliers with characters like this, but I will say this: I like it with Hadrudin more than I do Bonnie, because you got to remember Hadrudin is also part of the Straw Hat fleet, so it does kind of add more to like the fleet having like an actual like more strength behind them, because they are kind of they like before Elbaf they were looked at as kind of ass. Let's be honest. I mean, before this last chapter, even nobody even still then thought highly of a Druden. Does One Piece possess the best agenda in fiction? The best and worst. It's an unhealthy mix. One Piece chapter 1191 shows One Piece power scaling is not linear and it just portrays upscaling and it just whatever Oda wants right now. Yeah. Uh huh. You said it better than I ever could. You said it perfect, man. Oda just Oda doesn't really care about drawing fights anymore. I feel like he should like direct them and have somebody else draw them. It's clear he doesn't care for them. Old man doesn't want to draw the fights. I don't understand how some people can use only hockey and weapons to match some crazy devil fruits plus hockey and other powers. Are you talking about Roger versus like Whitebeard in that discussion, Umar? Because it really depends on the person in that scenario. It's definitely the funniest agenda in Fiction Storm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is true. Because the thing with Whitebeard and Roger, I always thought is Whitebeard can match Roger in terms of hockey. He can compete with him in term. He has a grade blade to match that as well, and he has a devil fruit and size to give him an advantage. And I do think that the size does matter when it comes to like One Piece and hockey because of 1165. In that chapter, when Roger and Garp do the combined attack on rocks, there's a very specific point Roger brings up where the amount of critical mass amount of hockey can really like fuck somebody up, right? And obviously, Whitebeard naturally has more mass than Roger, so I think that also plays a part as well. Now, I could be wrong on that section. You know, the hockey is very confusing at times, but I can't. But the way that I see it, and the way that Roger talks about it when he talks about mass and the critical amount, I think that Whitebeard's natural size gives him that edge, and like I brought up in the video, helps with his durability because he's already a tough fighter to take down. Anybody on that level of Whitebeard, Roger, Garp, etc., are going to be insanely tough to take down. And like I brought up, he can take lethal attacks that took off half of his face, and that's something that Roger would take more of a hit from. Like I said, it would take more of his face off and it would probably kill him. And I do think that matters because it also, makes Whitebeard's more vital spots bigger and there's a lot more to attack and all that. I do think that matters in terms of One Piece. Not in other series, but also every series has its own line of scaling. And I think that's something we have to bring up. Well, yeah, I agree. It's just for emotional impact more than anything. Like Kuma, oh my god, don't get me started about that shit. That's depression slop, bro. Like if you want an actual backstory, like mind you, a backstory, you gotta look at like Law, Robin, Sanji, Brooke. Those are back stories. Kuma is just a very sad, a very very unfortunate turn of events with no actual like story being told other than yeah, this life sucks. Um, Anyway, as you were also saying, hold on. But I would prefer him at least getting conquerors to back his feet. Oh, Hadruden? Um, I wouldn't like that. I would not want to see a Druden getting conquerors hockey. What's up, Wowsy? Or Wowie? Wowie? I think that's how it. Wowies? Wowies. That's how it said. Do you remember me? I'm the guy quoting the Mbappe quotes. Yeah, you were annoying the shit out of me last stream. Oda just doesn't want to draw any non-Luffy fights. Oh my god, yeah, it's Clash Piece. That's all it is. God Valley was the first. God Valley was not the first. Sorry, it was the last. It was the last like hope I had that like Oda would care to draw fights, and then it showed that he didn't. I agree with that. That with Oda, that he's been too. Or I agree with that. Oda's been too sloppy with fights now. It just clashes and off-screen fights. Yeah. Whitebeard versus Roger is extremely difficult fight, and under normal clashes, they won't have any definitive winner. But if it's pure death battle, Whitebeard edges out because of durability, endurance, and versatility. That's exactly what I said in my video. You're completely right about that, man. What's up, Namra? I think Emu is the best example of upscaling devil fruits. Everyone was starting to think that only King's hockey Conqueror's hockey matters, which is not true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Which also applies to Whitebeard since his devil fruit is busted. Yeah. I've always thought that like, all right, hockey definitely is a counter to like certain devil fruits, but not in the way that people originally thought they were. Like if you were around for One Piece scaling back in the early 2020s, you would understand how ridiculous people like assumed, like the ridiculous ways that people assumed hockey worked. Where like if you brought up like Admiral versus any like Conqueror's hockey user, they would just be like, oh well, you can't even. They won't even. They're talking about it like they won't even be able to use their devil fruit, which makes no fucking sense at all. And with Kaido specifically, when he says, "Oh," like he starts bragging about his hockey and talk about, "Oh, only Roger only conquered the seas because Conqueror's hockey is reigns above all, yet lost to a fucking Devil Fruit awakening." Like, I really think that a lot of people took Kaido's words way too fucking seriously, like way too seriously. Oh fuck! Why'd I put? Oh, Garam, what the fuck? Sorry, Garam. I did not mean to put you in a timeout. I put the wrong person in the timeout. I am so sorry, Garam. How do I undo that? Oh, I did not mean to do that. I am so fucking sorry. I swear it popped up at Wowie's though. When I went to go put him in a fucking timeout because he keeps popping up on my stream and spamming annoying shit. He always does this. I swear it popped up as him, not you, bro. I'm sorry. Fuck. I'm so sorry, man. I feel bad now. Who do I have winning Gabon or old Gabon or old Rayleigh? Um, it's kind of so like recency bias and character wise, I like Gabon more than Rayleigh, so I want to say him. But if we're being honest, I think that like with like the power progression and power cliffing in general that like the current state is at, um, I think that Rayleigh's just like once we see him in action again, it's he's gonna do something slightly better than Gabon. It's just like Zoro versus Sanji, where I think Zoro is always going to be slightly stronger than Sanji, and in this instance, it's Rayleigh always being slightly stronger than Gabon. People act like 1% more conquers hockey means you're stronger. It's not that black and white. It's not. The problem is they want it to be because they can't think that. So they can't think. They don't like thinking that deeply. Do I think Blackbeard can nullify immortality of Emu since it may be a byproduct of the Opi Opi no Mi, even if it's on contract? Um, I would like to think so, and that's also one of the reasons that I think that Emu won't be killed by Luffy. I think that Emu will be killed by Blackbeard or somebody like that. I always did think that even before Emu's reveal that he was a Devil Fruit user. I mean, that pretty much was obvious. But with Blackbeard, he's a direct counter to that. And I think that, and I always thought that again that he was the final villain, like I said before in the beginning of the stream. So yeah, I think it would most likely make sense that he nullifies the immortality of Emu. Base Conquerors literally does nothing to anyone with a strong will, yet people think advanced hockey magically turns off every devil fruit. Yeah. What they use mainly, in my opinion, is the when Shanks pulled up on Green Bull, and they completely misinterpret this feat. When Shanks uses his hockey on Green Bull, and Green Bull comes out of that like tree-like state he was in, it's not because Shanks's hockey completely nullified that. No, that would be what Blackbeard's devil fruit does. That works differently. With Shanks, Green Bull was just reverting back to his original state because of Shanks's hockey, and he didn't want to fight him and the rest of his crew on top of the already big army he was going to take on. And people completely misinterpret that. Like, I still think Shanks would beat Green Bull. Don't get me fucking wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say Green Bull wins, but people definitely misinterpreted that feat. bro, imagine making some rubber guy fighting with 10 to 20 feet tall guys for 20 years. Kaido will be power clipped. There will be like 20, 30 characters stronger than him. End of series, no bullshit. You're not little, bro. I made this when Egghead like first started. No. Not even with that. Like when Wano ended, I made a video and like a stream. And I tweeted a bit. I said it several times that Kaido will not be top 30. End of series. Do you understand the shit I got for that? People to try to say like, "Oh, this guy's fraud. He don't ever listen to him. He's not gonna know what he's talking about." Oh, look! It turns out that I fucking do. It's like, it's a battle shonen, and every single battle shonen has very the power progression and power cliffing is going to happen whether the author intends for it or not. And another thing that nobody likes to take into mind is that the Yonko saga was the first saga of post time skip. All those arcs were leading up to Wano. It was just one big saga. There's going to be a few after that where we see that Kaido just isn't going to be on that level anymore. I do not like when people try to say that, oh, Kaido isn't so impressive and he can take on these top tiers because he fought rookies and they like I said, completely misinterpret his feats. Let's be honest here, the Zoro cut on Kaido wasn't as deep as people like to make it seem. Even Zoro himself doesn't even think it was all that. As he says, oh damn, the wound wasn't all I didn't even get to bring you to a knee. That sucks. And Kaido's like, well, it's more than you ever should have been able to do in the first place. Yamato give him a little bonk on the head. Oh, wow. If we're being honest, when Gear 5 came out, Luffy took more damage from Kaido than Kaido took from the raid. For everybody else in the raid. Alright? I mean, he literally got knocked out, 2-3 times and died once? Yeah, he definitely fucking did. Alright? People overhype Kaido's feats like crazy, man. And look at it like this. When Katakuri first started fighting, everybody was like, oh my god, this guy's insane. I can't imagine that this guy would, ever be power cliffed. Now it's like, oh, this guy's not even currently top 30 and people won't even put him currently top 50. Like it's that's how like with how many characters in One Piece are that strong and how many top tiers we have to that are going to also become top tiers. We have to understand that guys like Kaido are going to become things of the past very quickly. I mean, people are already seeing it. I called it out. I was a visionary for this shit. Everybody said, "Oh, you're fucking stupid. Why would Kaido not be top 30 in the series all the time?" Because of power progression, and there are so many top tiers in One Piece. There are more people that are considered to be top tiers in One Piece right now than there are in any other series. And then people are also going to join that threshold, like Zoro, Sanji, fucking unfortunately Sabo, my guy Law, Kid, like those guys are all going to join that top tier threshold at some point as well. And you have to understand that, when it comes to regular battle shonen, it's just like how Frieza on Namek was the terror of the fucking universe, and the Buu arc, the majority of the main cast could fucking one-shot him. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, but Kaido really isn't what you think he is. Main talk is people still do this to this today, but don't believe. Oh my god, I cannot. My dyslexia is crazy there. Main talk is people still to this day don't believe Akainu is awakened Logia. Probably, he is awakened. He isn't awakened though. He is like the face of Logia Devil Fruits, and the fact that Oda showed Imu's face reveal and his abilities before showing Akainu going all out. Actually, any admiral going all out with their Devil Fruit Awakening and Conqueror's Haki, showing off Conqueror's Haki. Like, Akainu and Kuzan are going to have it. I know they're going to have it. Maybe, hopefully Fujitora as well. And it's not just them as well. Like we saw Imu fight and his face before a Mihawk named attack, before Dragon do anything. Like, these guys I've always had respect for. I mean, even like a full like Blackbeard like on screen fight too. Like, again, like, I always have respect for these guys, and like Oda is really saving them for something special, man. I didn't think that we would see that like God Valley and Emu like before like a dragon a dragon attack or a Mihawk named attack or an awakened Logia like but yeah here we are. If old Gaban and Rayleigh are relative, then Gaban can't be above Luffy, Kizaru, or Kaido. What? I don't I don't have old Gaban above them. I have Prime Gaban above Kaido. I have Prime Gaban and Rayleigh above Kaido, not old. Blackbeard got such a big upskill because of Emu and Loki showcasing how busted the top tier fruits are. Yeah, and you know who else did? The fucking Admirals as well. I mean, Dragon most likely has a Devil Fruit, so we have to add him into that equation as well. So yeah, like Devil Fruits got so like fucking pushed to the past, like they weren't such a big focal point of One Piece for years, man. I hated that shit. I don't think anyone can. I don't think anyone besides like a couple people can beat Kaido without high diff. Well, I'm not saying that like right now that like I'm not saying they would like go like one shot him. They would still have to put in work, but like I don't think Kaido's beating like a lot of fucking people. To be honest with you, uh, how can Blackbeard use two? I don't know, man. Blackbeard would not fail like Rocks, and I don't think Oda put that King of the World ambition for Blackbeard just to end up like Rocks and Davy Jones. He was king of the world, and and Davy Jones was king of the world. Literally said by Rocks. Yeah, but didn't Emu say like he wasn't king of shit? If Zoro can cut Kaido, Mihawk is frying that guy. Oh, he's shish kebabbing him. Mihawk and Shanks mid defend Kaido, by the way, and Loki. Yeah, kinda Loki. This Kaido maybe high diff, but nah, maybe mid diff Loki. Yeah, this Kaido slander will be tolerated, gang. We gotta talk about Kaido every stream, dog. Atomic, you've been around for a while, gang. You know how I've been. you know I'm. You know how I feel about Kaido. If Kaido stocks are down, Conquest stocks are up. Hey, Conquest stocks are up. You should go check out my last stream I did on Friday when I reacted to that Battle Beast issue 12. I said that this puts Conquest like surely above guys like Nolan and Dinosaurus. At least Nolan until he becomes. Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert for Invincible. Until it's Emperor Nolan, but yeah, until then, yeah, Conquest stocks are definitely up, by the way, and Kaido stocks are definitely down. What do I think about Loki versus Mihawk? Mihawk got that. People should have clocked Kaido. People should have clocked Kaido was going to be Power Cliff when the narrator already told us he took 7 L's pre-Wano arc. Yep. Kaido might be top 30. 30 is a lot, and especially if he's alive. Is he still alive? He's not still alive, gang. That is copium on the next level. And I'm talking about top 30 end of series. So when we talk, and yeah, it is a lot, but you have to realize how many fucking One Piece like characters are considered for top tiers. And like I said, we'll go into that top tier threshold. Like One Piece probably has more top tiers than any other fucking series. OBS, like everybody else. Fleet Admiral Akainu over Marineford Akainu over the Admirals over the rest of the verse. I don't think that. No, I think that current Kuzan is beating Marineford Akainu. Not Fleet Admiral current Akainu, but like Marineford Akainu, yeah. Maybe even Kizaru as well. It's Garam. Oh, yeah, yo, Garam. I'm sorry for doing that, man. I don't know if you heard me. I meant to do the other guy because he comes in here and just spam shit, and I swear it popped up as him when I put him in timeout. I did not mean to do that for you, my guy. I'm sorry. What I was asking was that I expected Emu to be on some Frieza timing once he transformed rather than being pushed away. Yeah, I think it's a bit disappointing, and it's one of the things that Oda has a problem with current day One Piece, where there's not much tension being felt. Shit, I felt more tension from Kaido in the beginning of Wano than I do from current Emu, and that's coming from somebody that hates Kaido. Do I think Zoro is stronger than Odin? Yeah, Odin's madly overrated, gang. Who's got better endurance, Kaido or Conquest? Bro, One Piece characters can't hang with fucking Invincible characters. Invincible characters are so fucking highly downplayed, and the sole reason that Invincible characters are downplayed is because that anime fans, specifically Dragon Ball fans, and I am one myself, but the community finally found a comic that doesn't wipe their verse clean with and have the minor characters just solo their verse, so they have to fucking overreact and push these dumb shit fucking narratives. Like, I think now I made a video on it, and I'm proud to say that I think Thrag beats Emu, but that's pretty much like where he stops. Like maybe like a little bit of like the minor Z fighters in the Cell Saga, but like. I like he is truly strong and like by the way I want to say this, all the Thrag solar system scaling, nobody said that shit until my video. Look at everybody else saying it. My video predates it all right, all that like Invincible upscaling, I am claiming it. I don't care. I saw so many people say that shit and use my exact words, like my exact line of words, the moment and right after I made that video. All right, but back to One Piece, though. Do I think Yoru is a stronger weapon than Ragnar? Oh, that's a good question. No, but I think that Mihawk can do more than Loki because with Ragnar, it's also specifically stated that like somebody very fucking strong is just like is required to wield it. Like it won't even let you pick it up unless you have that level of strength. Now, like I said, I do think Mihawk is stronger than Loki, but I think that in terms of like weaponry, like by themselves, I think that Ragnar is just slightly stronger and also has way more mass, way fucking bigger than Yoru. Old Man Whitebeard could have no different kind. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't. Yeah, you might want to read Marineford, not watch the Toei filler. Hot take: Akainu could 2v1 Big Mom and Luffy. Yeah, I think that Akainu can solo Big Mom's crew. I made a video saying why I think I think a healthy old beard can solo Big Mom's crew. Like, it's not just that she herself is very weak. Her crew is ass. Her crew is awful, and I think that's what really fucking seals it, man. Especially with Luffy, considering he has to get like up close and physical, where he's gonna get like his shit melted off anytime he tries to touch Akainu. That's another thing people don't consider when talking about Akainu versus Luffy. Akainu's a horrible match for Luffy. He has to get up close and personal and touch him. Akainu's going to melt the shit clean the fuck off. So I think Maki is one of the reasons for Mihawk's Black Blade. Maki? I think people are overdoing some of the Kaido slander when they say he can't be a Holy Knight, though. Okay, I never said that. I never said that. All right, I never said that. The only Holy Knight I think is actually on Kaido's level is Shamrock, and I guess Garling. But I do agree. All right, I don't. Summers and fucking killing him. No, they're not beating Kaido. All right. The Omen buff is a different case, but he's way more experienced with Advanced Conqueror Saki, so he'd beat them, yeah. Dragon Ball fans think Raditz beat everybody, yeah. I also don't like... Alright, another thing that people brought up in that video a lot was the anime scaling with Dragon Ball, and I think that people don't point this out enough. The anime anime scaling with Dragon Ball is fucking retarded at times, because you can generally get Frieza to Universal, and that's fucking stupid. And then the manga scaling's a lot more concrete and way more just a lot better. I like the manga more than I do the anime in general. And when it comes to like inverse feats anyway, Dragon Ball fans always use the manga, but for some reason, I guess, they want to be very specific about the anime here, using exceptions. But if it's inverse, then it's just manga only. You see what they mean? You see what I mean? Very, very biased with that shit. I don't think Thrag's getting far. All I said is he beats Namek Frieza. Thrag, where is he from? Doug, have you not heard of Invincible? You gotta watch that, man. It's goated. A Gabon vid is coming soon. I'm low-key waiting for more content because I really want to do a kind of like a deep dive into his power scaling aspect, into his strength, and you know, it would be kind of a short video. So I do want to get a little bit more feats from Gabon before making a video on it. On him. What you think of Invincible Guidebook saying Invincible character's speed on planet is like below the speed of light? There's that like completely fucking that's like Robert Kirkman just like fucking completely just like misinterpreting his fucking own power scaling. And any Invincible fan that like knows Robert Kirkman will call him out for that shit. He says he hates power scaling and then makes like the series that like you could power scale like is meant to be power scaled. That makes no sense of how they can travel throughout space, and like Nolan in season 1 at the end of season 1 could travel throughout the fucking galaxy within a fucking week, and you're going to tell me that's below light speed? That's literally impossible, and shows you that Robert Kirkman is just not to be stated, is not to be taken seriously most of the time. And then I usually use Ryan Otley's words more. I take Ryan Otley's words way more fucking seriously. All right. Because then you'll say shit like, "Oh yeah," then like I think that Omnipotus can fucking absorb, or not. I think he stated that Omnipotus once destroyed a fucking solar system through a chain reaction, and then also his native universe. So like, you see how like he just goes from 0 to 100 real fucking quick with that shit. And I don't think that. And I think that specific guidebook is very iffy. I know which one you're talking about, and it's very iffy, I'm pretty sure, as well. So I don't think it's like nobody takes like most Invincible fans don't take that one seriously. Do I think Mihawk could pick up Ragnar if he was that size? I would guess, yeah. If old Gabon is doing this to nerfed Emo, Akaido is cooking this version of Emo, I fuck with it, and I agree. What do I think of the YouTube monetization thing? They don't want to pay us. They don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay more people. They want to keep paying the fucking low-effort channels that put out the same fucking boring content like Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat, and feed a fucking brainless audience of idiots. All right, like I feel so sorry for you if you want to become a YouTuber nowadays. 8,000 hours, like watch hours, is so fucking much. It took me a while to get to 4,000. It's horrible, man. The way that these guys, like, and these corporate fucks will just straight up, like, make life worse for you and then, like, smile and then, like, tell you to eat dick is so ridiculous, man. I don't like how they're going to sit here and say, like, oh, yeah, let's give fucking, Mr. Beast diamond play button, or not diamond play buttons, what am I talking about? Fucking millions of dollars, like, keep pushing his content out to all these fucking channels that have seen the same recycled fucking videos of his, thousands of times, and but let's not give anybody new a chance. Kai Cenat screams at the fucking camera, screams at his mic, and gets millions of dollars from it, from YouTube and Twitch. But, now I'm not saying that, like, I deserve, like, fucking, like, millions of dollars my fucking self or nothing like that. Like, I don't think, like, my content is, like, the craziest thing in the fucking world, or even, like, actually as good as, like, Mr. Beast is, for example. But, like, my main point with that is that they don't give any other channels a fucking a good break, They like, oh, they don't get, like, back in, like, I've been on YouTube since like 2009 or something like that. I was like 5 years old when I found YouTube, and back then most young kids my age didn't even know what YouTube was. So like back then, for the longest time, not every YouTuber, so many YouTubers had like their times in the spotlight. Now it's very limited to a certain few. They're very tight circle. They only want these certain few guys that have already had moment after moment after moment after moment, and they keep giving them these moments that they've already have. They're set for fucking life, and and to be honest, look at their videos. They're half-assed now. You give it to the people that are hungry, that are making videos that they want to like put the most effort into. Instead, no, they'd rather give them to the most basic fucking low effort videos. Come on. Like that just, oh, well, this worked, I'm just gonna do it again and again and again for fucking 5 years straight, and YouTube's gonna keep pushing it instead of giving any other guy a chance. And like I said, this is not about me. This is really about other YouTubers that I watch that I'd feel like they should have some, good fucking breaks, but they don't even get like shit from YouTube. YouTube doesn't even fucking look their way. I have an issue where fucking my comments, and not just mine, but like other people's comments aren't popping up accurately on like our post and video. So like it's a negative asset to us, the content creator, and you, the viewer. Because if you want to contact us, oh well, now it's just not popping up in the content, popping up in the comments, and we unless we filter it for the newest, right? We have to literally filter it. I had to filter it for the comments to pop up, and you know that's a big middle finger to us and you guys. But if I made YouTube Shorts content and I was a big Shorts content creator, they would respond to me in a heartbreak. They didn't respond to me at fucking all. They never responded to me because they don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit about you guys, and they don't give a shit about the content creators either. They give a shit about the only fucking already 100 million subscriber fucking channels that don't need any more views. Sabo shouldn't even fucking fight Akainu. Akainu doesn't even Akainu probably doesn't even know who Sabo is. Sabo is the most forced fucking character ever. My hot take is that old Gabon is actually stronger than younger Gabon. I don't know about that one, G. I deadass think Shamrock and Garling are going to turn out as bums too. Maybe Garling. Garling kind of is, but Shamrock, I don't know about that. Including with every Gorosei and Holy Knight, they aren't hanging with the Admirals and Yonkos. Yeah, that last part, yeah. They're not hanging with the Admirals or the Yonkos. The God Valley movie. Yeah. Wow, whoop-de-doo. I'm not too excited since I know how Oda butchered God Valley, so... Wow. Mihawk top 9 in One Piece popularity polls. Yep. I was crying. I was not crying, but I found it funny that Shanks was right next to him. He's probably stronger than God Valley Gabon, but not over his prime. Yeah, definitely stronger than God Valley Gabon. I despise when people act like God Valley was the primes of these characters. It's literally stated that they go on to like advance their skills and hone their techniques more, and then continue having fights with each other. No, God Valley with the song because Rocks. Rock, I like Rocks the character, but my God, he has an annoying ass fan base. Rocks is so overrated. Prime Gabon versus Kaido. We haven't really seen shit from Prime Gabon like at all, so I'm gonna have to go with Kaido as the moment. Am I a believer of Rocks and Herald over Prime Roger and Prime Whitebeard? No, sir. No, sir. Do I think Mihawk will have an actual fight before fighting Zoro? I am hoping so. That would be really disappointing if he doesn't. I'm going to be very mad at Oda if that isn't the case. If his only fight is against Zoro. I'm also tired of studios turning upcoming arcs into movies before releasing it into the streaming services. Yeah, because they see things like if the people go to like the movie theaters, they get like a buck. They get like some good money from that, and people are gonna buy it and just watch it on the streaming services as well, which is gonna get money. So it really is about money at the end of the day. But you know, One Piece fans specifically, because anything that Oda does, they'll defend. So they'll say like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Do I think Loki can solo Straw Hats at once, besides Luffy? Outside of Luffy? I mean, yeah, it's like Zoro and Sanji versus him. We have to kind of see what Zoro and Sanji do with their current fights against Summers of killing him. We don't know what anyone's prime was like. We might actually find that Okaban kept up with his training and didn't get much weaker. Didn't get much weaker, but I would doubt that he got stronger. I don't think Okaban continued training after the crew disbanded. I don't think he got too rusty, but I don't think he got stronger like some people Garam was trying to say. People on TikTok are so disrespectful to the admirals. Yeah, because ignore TikTok. I say this all the time. When it comes to TikTokers, they need to make an edit and shut the fuck up. Make your edit. You have cool edits, and don't talk. Don't speak. Don't give a take. Don't go live. Don't make an opinion. Just edit. Keep your mouth shut and make the little edit for us to enjoy. All right? I completely ignore them. could be the case, but we already know Gabon's body just isn't what it used to be. A younger Gabon probably fights quicker than he has throughout El so far. Yeah, and I feel like his body is able to maintain the amounts of hockey outputs a lot better. I got my monetization removed 2 months ago back because my shorts are apparently reused content. I hope when I reapply now I have enough long form with my voice to get it back. Get into long form content, man. I don't like shorts just because it like feeds into that fucking annoying fucking brain dead audience that like now it like I hate when fucking you ask somebody like a power scaling question. They're like strength, speed, durability, and I used to do that only because that's how I like try to get like through it and like communicate with these motherfuckers. But now it's just like I can't even do it. Now it's just like I just want to I want to talk about scaling the way it should be talked about. You have to actually talk about the feats and like their portrayal and narrative and all that shit. Obviously, like their stats matter too and all that. But like when people try to like bring it up like stat by stat like they do with fucking sports players is when I find it kind of ridiculous. And I'm sorry about your monetization getting removed. By the way, man. I do hope I do hope that you get your money back and the money coming in. What I think Omen buff Elders in a one-on-one against Aokiji, Kuzan slams. I already stated before he's going to have advanced Conqueror Saki. I think it was shown that he does when him and Garp clashed, based off the fact that when they created the explosion, and when Roger and Whitebeard clashed in God Valley, it also created an explosion, and they clearly used advanced Conqueror Saki there. Kuzan has a Conqueror Saki mindset, and he fits the criteria more than like half the fucking Conqueror Saki users anyway. I think they're trying to reward easy brain rot content and make actual hard effort content not worth the pain, so they'll clear the competition for only big channels and the brain rot. That's exactly that great wording, great way to word it, man. The way that they will completely like any small content creator, they don't give a fuck about. All right, they only want the little because look, the thing with shorts, right, is you're gonna obviously you end up watching more shorts content throughout your day than long form content throughout your day because you could just watch it in 10 seconds, go on to the next video, another 10 seconds, go on to the next video, repeats the process, right? Rinse and repeat. And that's what they want. Well, we could just pay them and we don't have to pay them as much as the long form content creators, and the only long form content creators we are paying are the ones that we already have a tight circle with and are close with in real life, and we can just keep most of the money and don't have to pay you guys. That's exactly what the fuck it is. And they'll say, it's funny that they emailed me and said that, oh, we don't have a shadow banning issue, we have no such thing. Oh really? Because we have another big YouTuber that has a YouTube contact that directly said that there was an AI that shadow banned his content and flagged it. And Animato, you had just said what? Your content was flagged for reuse content and all that stuff? Yeah, that's what the fuck they do. They shadow ban. They say they don't. They lie to us, the fucking content creators. And like I said, it's a big fuck you to us and the viewers, because now our motivation to make the content that you guys like is diminishing, right? So the content you guys want is going to be a little bit worse because of that, because we're not going to have this motivation for us. You can even hear it in our voices sometimes. And like I said, oh, but Mr. Beast, he's already made the same fucking content. Hey guys, last to leave this fucking circle gets $5 million fucking dollars, but he's doing so much fucking good. Shut the fuck up. Let other people have a goddamn chance. He hogs all the fucking spotlight and gets, but I donated money. I donated money. Other people donate money as fucking well. You're not the only goddamn person in the fucking world, man. Like, holy fucking shit. And I already said multiple times, I know there's something sneaky going on with him. I've always found like there's something weird going on with fucking Mr. Beast and YouTube. And he's fucking had this negative effect where he's drawing, like him and Kai Snet bring out this fucking moronic crowd of people that both on an audience perspective and a content creation perspective. Because from a content creation perspective, you see all these streamers that see an easy way to say, oh, I can just react to other people's content. I could just get loud and then not actually say anything of value. And then guess what? I can get paid money for it, right? No, you're not actually doing anything. All you're doing, all you're doing is just, oh, well, I'm just going to do what this guy did that got big from it and not actually try to be my own person, not try to be unique. unique. Not try to be anything of origin. No, you're gonna try to do what this guy already did because you have no creativity. No, this is what they do. They inspire zero creativity in the fucking world. That's why YouTube is so and social media is so dead nowadays. If you go back in like 2010's YouTube, it's a lot more creative with their content because people were trying to stand out because there were so many creators that actually got spotlight. Like I was saying earlier, nowadays it's oh no, go fuck yourself. It's just the same 10 content creators are gonna fucking get money and you can all eat dick. Starve, pussy. Fuck. It pisses me off, especially as a content creator. And it should you guys too as fans, because I'm telling you, like, this literally does affect the content you watch. If you don't like the Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat content, hey, you're gonna be in trouble because they don't like that. They don't like content that's not that. Do I think Yoro could be the 20th missing sword from the Kingdoms? I have no clue, man. Shamrock probably isn't going to be a bum because I don't think Oda will make Shanks a lookalike weak, even if it's with the Omen buff. Yes, but that's exactly why I think. What's up, Peter? God Valley is low-key trash, high-key trash. Hope the movie fixes the bullshit Oda wrote in the manga. I am hoping that too, man. I am an advent hater of God Valley. The Rock's flashback, like before God Valley, The Rock's flashback was fire. When it got to God Valley, everything went up in flames in a bad way. Not like oh it's fire, no, like it's ass, horrible. If Akainu is a 10, how much do I think Kaido and Kizaru are? Kaido is like a 8. Kizaru is like an 8.5, a 9. Probably a 9 because we didn't see him go all out. I mean, he still had kind of better feats than Kaido. Actually, not kinda. He definitely did. I think Base Rocks is the most overrated. Oh, I love that. I love that. His scaling sucks. Yeah, that. Thank you, Anime Toe. Thank you. Rocks is an extremely overrated fucking character. I think Rocks defeating an admiral before he even became a pirate is the best feat in the manga. Rocks Loki is that guy, man. That's the fucking this cherry pie is awful. This cherry pie is amazing shit. The thing about the admiral though is we have no fucking clue who he is or what he was capable of. Hawkeye will likely face Sengoku since Sengoku and I think he meant Sengoku and Susuru go for the Cross Guild. Base Rocks got eclipsed literally by Roger, Garp, Whitebeard, but his fans are not ready for that conversation. I think Domi Rocks did too, bro. You gotta forget, people forget that Domi Rocks fucking stalemated Whitebeard, who was just using his fucking just using his hands. One hand, by the way. Rocks was two-handing that fucking sword attack. Rocks is overrated as shit. God Valley movie is going to be a 1 to 2 hours of pure shaky glaze. Yeah. The problem I find with old gen stands, they basically put old man Gabon as like 50% of his prime self. I mean, like I said before, we really I don't even get into those conversations because Gabon, prime Gabon, we have like no feats of. So like you really can't even talk about him. Do I believe that Rocks over Roger? Hell no. Rocks is that guy, but the issue is when people act like he's stronger than Roger, Garp, and Whitebeard in their primes. He was not that strong in base. If it's a God Valley, Roger and Garp to beat Domi Rocks in 2v1. Yeah, I think that, alright, here's my thing. I don't think like base Rocks is like a bum in like per se, but like he is definitely overrated. I think that Domi Rocks is as well. Like he's not strong. Like I find it ridiculous when people act like God Valley was the prime for Roger, Whitebeard, and Garp. That's so fucking ridiculous. Do I think Shanks will fall? Yeah, Blackbeard's gonna kill him. As much as his fans can cope, and I don't really give a fuck. His fans are annoying as shit. Can I believe there are some people that don't believe Akainu? Can you believe there are some people that don't believe Akainu isn't You gotta word that better and get better, gang. I know Rox is such a good character, just like Shanks, but it's ruined his fan base. But it's ruined by his fan base. Yep. And I love when I bring this up sometimes with certain fan bases. Specifically, when I bring this up to the Zoro fans, like I love Zoro, but I hate his fans. They'll be like, "Oh, so you hate Zoro? All right? So great way to completely misinterpret what I said. I said Zoro good, fans bad. Caveman terms for you. They literally can't look past themselves. It took God Valley Roger and God Valley Garp extreme diffing like Luffy versus Luciano's lobby level extreme diff and critical mass hockey to defeat Domi Rocks. Rocks' high diff prime Roger. Rocks high diffs prime Roger in my opinion and Domi Rocks mid diffs. Hell no, what the fuck? What the fuck? Alright. Yeah, but you're completely acting like Roger, Whitebeard, and Garp just didn't get stronger at all in the 20 years of honing their techniques, advancing their hockeys to a point that we know exist beyond what we have seen so far based off the fact that Shanks can cancel out Future Sight. So there is a level of hockey that we haven't seen, that we still haven't seen yet, that they definitely have had to have possessed. And on top of that, they have fought each other for 20 fucking or like for several times over that 20 years and went over the seas and conquering territories, making their names more known worldwide and more of a threat. Whitebeard became the world's strongest fucking man. Like, I'm sorry, bro. And this is like while like, you know, like guys like the Giants and Loki, or not Loki, but like the Giants are like aware, like our existence are known to the government. They still said Whitebeard is the strongest man in the world, bro. Like I'm sorry, your conception about Rocks is very misinterpreted. Rocks, all right. Let's actually get into it for a second, all right? Because I do want to talk about this because I want to make a video on it. When it comes to Rocks, we look at his base feat specifically. Let's talk about base, then get into Domi. Like I said with the Admiral, we have no clue how strong that guy was at all. When people scale that feat, they are literally talking about a feat that is like unquantifiable in all metrics. So that's just we don't know, a big question mark. He clashed with Harold, didn't beat him, clashed with him, then left Mary Joie, then fought with him, where he did overpower Harold a bit. I do think Rox was slightly stronger in their fight, but really, I don't think that base Harold is all that either at that point, because like I say with Whitebeard, Roger, and Garp, I believe this with Harold as well. He also got stronger over that 20 fucking years. Well, actually, it wasn't full 20, but with Harold. But you know, he also got stronger in the several years following God Valley, as he literally became a slave to fucking emo. But like, you know, God, base Rocks' feats are very unquantifiable, and just like people look at it like guys like Harold, Roger, and Garp and Whitebeard were in their primes when they just weren't. I can't stress that enough. And with Domi Rocks, he shit on Kaido and Big Mom. I love that. I won't lie. That was funny as fuck. But that version of Kaido and Big Mom, they especially weren't in their primes, and I hate them the most. All right, but they definitely weren't nowhere near their fucking primes. And then when it comes to Whitebeard, like I said before, Whitebeard stalemated him with one fucking hand using his devil fruit, while Domi Rocks is using his fucking sword and actively trying to kill him. Had like malicious intent in it, and the Whitebeard, we learned from Polo that the shockwaves of Whitebeard's devil fruit caused the mountain to fall onto him. All right, that wasn't Rocks or anything. That was strictly Whitebeard, as Polo strictly points out. And then when it comes to Roger and Garp, it's not like he wasn't able to. The only thing that he was able to overpower them with was his hockey. Like when like Roger is able to stalemate him and catch his blade with his own, while Garp is able to punch the shit out of him and land a clean hit on his face, and Roger is still like holding him in place with his blade. And what Rox resorts to is his hockey. Rox uses hockey to blast them away, and that's the end. Well, as we see, Roger and Garp states out that it's not that Roger and Garp couldn't damage Domi Rox. They could damage him several fucking times, but his Conqueror's hockey kept canceling it out and negating it. So what they do? Oh, one big attack, just like everything else in One Piece nowadays. One big fucking attack, and then he's knocked out. Then he, not even in his Domi state anymore, still alive, not even in his Domi state, and then gets killed by fucking Garling. I'm sorry, man. I just don't think that Rox is all that. Prime, Garp, and Roger are not that weak. Yeah. Not saying that they are weak, but Emu personally came down to hunt Zebek. He didn't do that for any other character in the era. That's because Zebek came to the Flower Room, gang. He had a personal vendetta with that. Mr. Beast and Kai are popular and rich because they partnered up with the Rockefellers and Rothschild. They sold themselves for fame. Unironically, I do believe that. I do believe with Mr. Beast especially, there's something fishy going on. I'm sorry, like, that motherfucker, I don't know. Like, when I look at him, there's something behind those eyes that tell me there's evil going on. I mean, the man tried to start his own bank. I feel like people massively overlook that. He said he should have done so in hindsight because of Gabon. Really make this a career. The idea of doing YouTube as a career sounds like I'll be really free, very enticing. Yeah, that's another thing why I really like YouTube. I'm kind of like I really like to work on my own fucking schedule, and I'm not like when it comes to certain people, I'm not too well with them, and like I can tolerate them, but I like I could tolerate them, but in my head I'm saying like, yo, this guy's a fucking retard. Like, can you please just leave the store? Like, just go away. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I just, and after a while, like when you work for years and have to deal with these people for years, it's like I don't want to deal with these people for the rest of my fucking life. I'd rather deal with you guys who I share like a common interest with, and we get along way more, way more. What do I hate about God Valley? Pretty much that we got no actual fight outside of Roger and Garp versus Rocks, and even then that was very rushed. We got little choreography from it, and then it was just like, all right, build up to one big attack, classic shit like that. Uh, no feats from anybody else. A lot of stock, a lot of agendas were killed. Like, I had faith in Shiki. I thought he was going to be something. Turns out he was never shit. The rest of the Rocks pirates were kind of fucking ass, if we're being honest. And like it was just like a lot of people were there, but not a lot was really done with what, especially with what could have been done. And that's like a short summary of why I hate God Valley. I can make a whole video about that, which I might do one day. I kind of want to wait for the movie. The admiral's got to be admiral level. Yeah, but like who knows? The criteria of admiral level could have like upped since then. I think Emu hunting him more for his goal rather than his power. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think that exact same thing. That's what I mean. Oda could have shown so much more stuff. It's a big letdown. When you have all that stuff and you do the bare minimum with it, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna hate it and call it a letdown. Most fights in God Valley were off screen. Shiki, John Garling, Holy Knights got off screen, and Domi Rock just hockey bloomed, went off screen, and then we saw him defeated. Yeah, exactly. It was very rushed. Blackbeard over Zebek, Roger, and Olgen. Davy Jones is Teach. I can believe that Davy Jones is Teach, honestly. But right now, I don't know if I would put Blackbeard above those guys. End of series for sure. 100% end of series. Shanks fans are so selfish. They know there's guys that has no. They know their guys have no reason to be stronger than Mihawk, yet they want them knowing their character is so important to the main story. But his fans ruin his character. That's what I say. I like Shanks as a character more than I do Mihawk, but I just think that Mihawk is stronger. I'll give you another example, right? In Dragon Ball, right? I like Gogeta more than I do Vegito as a fusion. I think he gets the job done a lot more, you know. Actually, he does get the job done. Vegito doesn't. But Vegito is stated to be stronger, right? See, like, how the line of thinking there is very consistent? Like I say all the time, so a lot of power skillers' minds are very inconsistent within with certain topics. What's my opinion on people saying Mihawk's title's a fraud because of emo? Yeah, so here's the difference between that, right? So when guys like Shanks, Mihawk, and Zoro fight, they infuse hockey into their blades and then attack like that. Emu does this. Weapon of mass destruction spawned. 80 fucking swords going through your fucking chest. Another black flames, Amaterasu flames, fucking burning away. Yeah, because tell me how Shanks fan just leeching onto Emu just to say, no, look, but Emu is the swordsman, so Emu uses a sword, so he's a swordsman too. No, and they know that. They don't even believe that shit they say. All right, there's like, if you just look at the way that they fight, you will see that, oh, yes, Shanks fights in the exact same way that guys like Mihawk and specifically Zoro, whose dream is to become the world's strongest swordsman, fight. Emu does not fight anywhere like that. He has like a very unconventional way of fighting. Like, it's strictly to him, man. After 9 clashes, Cloud splitting and talking in between attacks, Blackbeard will just off-screen him? Yeah, probably. I think One Piece fans will call it peak. Shanks isn't a good character. He feels like shitty OC. He used to be cool, but nowadays feels like someone's cringy. Okay, come on, man. I feel like we're just spamming that OC shit. I still like Shanks. Shanks is cool, alright? Shanks is still a cool character, alright? His fans are fucking are horrible. But I fuck with Shanks as a character. Yamato and Sabo are fanfic OCs, but not Shanks. Rock's swordsmanship intro is proof that he is weaker than Mihawk. His pinnacle of swordsmanship is what you want to cut and what not to, and Mihawk has it and Rock's didn't. And swordsmanship is literally AP in One Piece. Yeah, and I always thought that Rock's, like I said earlier, was overrated. I do think that Mihawk is stronger than him. I really hope Oda actually gives Shanks and Mihawk legendary duels and not just makes it some off-screen crap, but but something more than clashes. And it seems like a dream. It does seem like a dream. It's going to be one big clash, build up to one big attack, and then they're going to tell you to eat dick, and then rate the chapter 10 out of 10. Genuine question: since you don't like Kaido whatsoever, what would you have done to make him a better character? Oh, okay. That's a really good question. All right, character wise, what Kaido could have done more, right, is I really would have liked for him to tackle the aspect of him hating humanity, because he really only brings that up to Yamato, and then Yamato is just like, well, no, because actually Yamato did bring up some points. I'm kind of hating on that there, but he only brings it up to Yamato, and I would have really liked for him to bring it up to somebody like Luffy, somebody like Odin, or just talk about it with somebody like King, who isn't a human and has been, his race has been put nearly to near extinction and gone through literal genocide by humanity, right? I would have really liked to see that aspect of him a lot more. I mean, and that's another thing why creatures in One Piece different from humans. They're not the same thing. And Kaido especially, because if you want to join his crew and if you're a human, you're going to have to lose your humanity in one of 3 ways. You're either going to, anytime you want to cry, you're going to have to laugh, you're going to become a Zoan Devil Fruit, or you're going to become like a half Zoan Devil Fruit user. You literally you lose your humanity, and this is a very big character point with Kaido that just isn't explored as much, and I really actually liked, but seems that Oda was just like, yeah, we'll talk about it with Yamato, and then kind of show with the Devil Fruit, it's in like the Smile Fruits, and that's it. And then like the fact that this motherfucker thought he was Joy Boy, yo, King, I think I'm Joy Boy. I know King ain't believe that shit. I know for a fact King was saying in his chair, like, yeah, bro, you might be, sure. In his head, though, he was like, this motherfucker's fried. He's drunk as shit. He's drunk as shit. King ain't believe that for a second, all right? Like that pissed me off. You like if you have any like slight like concept, like the smallest iota of what Joy Boy what it means to be Joy Boy, you would know that Kaido is not at all Joy Boy. All right, and that was really fucking annoying. And it also I didn't like how for somebody that was treated to be so fucking strong, he only picked on rookies, sat on his ass drinking for 20 years, claiming to be the strongest, and then oh he wants to die. Right? He had like I said last stream, my last One Piece stream. If anybody and like I said, I hopefully you don't. Unfortunately, I do. If you actually understand what a suicidal mindset is like, you would understand how crazy it is that Shanks told that motherfucker to go home and he listened, all right? But he had his crew with him, But Kaido wanted to die. But I thought Kaido wanted to die, though. So why would he care? And wait. Is it Kaido the strongest in his eyes, right? And Haki reigns above all, so why doesn't he go after shit? Why does he try, you know? Why does he try it? Oh, because he was scared of Shanks more than death. And that's coming from someone who who's not that big of a Shanks fan. I don't hate on Shanks as a character. I hate on his fans for sure. But I'm not like a big Shanks fan, right? But like that's something we have to realize with Kaido that he thinks he's a lot stronger than he is. And especially with like the whole humanity stuff, and like I feel like when it comes to he could like his backstory could have been a lot deeper. He got the Jiren backstory treatment. That's another thing too. Roxley killed an admiral when the navy was not even that strong. Plus, he killed the admiral in Mary Joie when the admirals can't go all out. Plus, there's no reason to believe he won that fairly. Everything you said, exactly. Well, from what bro was asking earlier, he just answered it for you. I agree with you and hate how people scale most of the old gen as their prime in God Valley. When Emu literally said that if he knew Gabon got stronger, he would have killed them, proving your point. Yep. The new trailer for God Valley movie isn't considering spoilers. Rock's face shows up with Roger and Garp. Like I said, when people yell at content creators for spoiling, Toei is laughing all the fucking way. Let's not act like they make every fucking new and this isn't just what One Piece. It's just like what every fucking modern day anime. Every anime intro is a big spoiler fest. They're gonna show you like the most important thing, biggest reveal that happens at the end of the arc in the intro. I miss there was a tweet about it I saw that I retweeted that said I miss when anime openings were a bunch of hype and stuff that didn't actually happen instead of big spoiler fest. And yeah, that's pretty much what animation companies do nowadays. They don't care if you enjoy the series. They want you to watch it so they get their fucking money. Olden Sick Whitebeard was still stronger than Big Mom. No more like Big Meme. Yeah, 100%. Mihawk is taking on... Okay. I am telling you he's not. Well, that Rocks killed an Admiral feat. We could say he killed a character surely stronger than Commander or the weakest Admiral level because we should make it clear that he was an Admiral on Garp's era. Yeah, I do... He's definitely stronger than, like, a fucking Commander for sure. But... like I said, like, when it comes to, like, the amount of top tiers, we can't really preference that all too well. Panda upscale? Panda might be top 30 end of series, bro. People are hyped for God Valley movie, but honestly, the fact that that bad was announced with God Valley makes me way more interested in hype than in any other film. I am kind of interested in what that can be. When Rocks killed an admiral, Sengoku and Garp are vice admirals, right? Think so. Garp never became an admiral, so definitely Garp. I don't know about Sengoku though. I have to go back and check. Is there even a reasonable way you can scale Ryuma? No. 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 There's not. Who will Sakazuki fight in the final war? Luffy. I actually think he's the one final villain that won't die, because unlike Blackbeard and Emu, he doesn't need to die for world peace to be achieved, because he wants. The only thing he needs to learn is like to understand that like not all pirates are evil, and see like, there's like there's a gray area between things, and everything, well, might not everything be everything might not be perfect. You can't just eliminate everything, eliminate the beauty in everything because there's some bad in it. Whereas Blackbeard and Emu are just like pure evil, like they need to go. I think Mihawk might be stronger than Ryuma, low-key. Ryuma's unscalable. I really don't give a fuck about Ryuma. Roger wasn't stronger than Joy Boy. I think the same goes for Mihawk and Ryuma, in my opinion. I think Joy Boy's the strongest, yeah. One Piece and Bleach getting all this hype stuff. Naruto in the corner. They are in the cut corner. Unfortunately, too. I like Naruto. I actually don't even hate on Boruto. At least the manga. The anime is ass, but the manga is actually kind of good. Am I low on Katakuri? Not as a character, but as a character, I love Katakuri. Especially because he's my brother's favorite character. I kind of have some like extra love in there for him. But power scaling wise, yeah, he is ass. He got power cliffed. Where do I scale Akainu with Devil Fruit Awakening plus Advanced Conqueror's Haki? I have him tied with Prime Beard for the fourth and fifth strongest character of all time. Do I think a Juden punching Emu is bad writing? I'm seeing a lot of discourse about it. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. If Mihawk is a fraud because of Emu, then so is Whitebeard and Kaido. Yeah, I don't know. Shanks fans are just leeching off Emu to make themselves feel more important. Exactly why, which is why they know they're not. They're not, since the majority of the world don't know Emu exists. If your parents are pissing you off, you should probably take a breather and not put all that problem out onto the internet. In all due respect, look at it from both sides, I guess. Hidrun punching Emu was terrible writing, kills the tension, and Inel and Kuma had more tension than Emu. Yep. Yep. I've always said this with current One Piece. The tension is non-existent. Luffy just holds your hand through it. And One Piece fans will tell you it's peak. One second. Oh, why is this not popping up? There we go. There we go. A swordsman is simply put. A swordsman is simply put someone who relies solely on his sword to fight and would find himself in an inconvenience without it and can't input his best option without it. I mean, yeah, I mean, that kind of perfectly fucking sums up Shanks, doesn't it? One thing I really hate that Oda does is just not tell his bounties rocks. Oh my god, yeah, he's gatekeeping with that shit. Rock killed an admiral, and the narrator states Oda states he received a massive ass bounty for it. Never tells us how much. Yeah, that the fact that we never saw the Rock's bounty also pisses me off. We're gonna see it where like Blackbeard's like holding up. Oh, I already know how we're gonna see it too. It's gonna be like Blackbeard's gonna finally make a move, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna say some corny ass line like, "Isn't that right? It's got time to take over the world. Isn't that right, father?" And he's like pulling up the fucking bounty poster. That's what the fuck it's gonna be. Maybe some corny ass shit like that. I think the way Oda's going to end the Mihawk and Shanks debate is through Zoro. When the Straw Hat Pirates meet right here, Zoro is most likely going to talk to Shanks and tell him his dreams, and Shanks might say something like, "If you can't even beat me, you can't best Mihawk," or something similar to that. Oh, I would love that. I would rather just see Mihawk beat Shanks, but I would like both of that, to be honest. Uh, I bet Oda's just sidelining King and not working anything out with his quote unquote wiped race. Yeah, I do think that too, especially that he kept them alive. Oda generally sucks in drawing fights, just fucking hockey blooms off screen, and when yet they will bounce on Oda's dick, calling him Goda, which is annoying. Instead of calling out his mistakes, they just glaze. Yeah, and it's also bad. It's also like a horrible thing to do as a fandom because as an author, they need to hear like what like they do negatively about their series so they can improve upon it. Right? You're obviously not going to be fucking perfect. Nothing in life's going to be perfect, right? And you don't want it to be. So like it's gonna be like you want the writing to improve, and it seems like it's taking a step back instead of forward nowadays. Oops, sorry. Then in an SBS, when someone asks him that, he'll give the answer and say it was unnecessary to tell us that in the story, as if he wasn't the same person who told us that info in the first place. Yep. Why is this doing? I don't need an editor, man. I'm good. Rock's crew was apparently the most dangerous crew in history. No one's bounty was given. Obviously, all the main guys' bounty are as high as now, but what's the point? I mean, yeah, they probably are the most dangerous crew in history. They were actually like, they weren't good guys either. That's what people forget. The Rock's crew wasn't like a band of like good guys. They were all assholes during that stage. Even fucking Whitebeard, Kaido, and Jiren are alike. Damn. Yeah, but Jiren's actually cool. Kaido isn't. Lame backstory. Same backstory treatment for sure. I think Akainu is over Shanks and maybe even above Roger, considering it's one of Oda's favorite characters too. I have Oda. I have Akainu over Roger. I have him tied with Prime Beard for 4 and 5. How strong would a full potential Herald be? You asked me this before, bro. In the last stream, I don't know. Pretty fucking strong, I guess. Yo, so quick, quick. Sorry. Quick advice for you, Rikes. If you want a video editor and they say they don't need one, don't fucking spam them. They probably don't fucking want one. Take the goddamn hint. Oda backed himself in a corner and doesn't know what to do. He's just throwing in random bullshit. Yeah, you're completely right about that. Luffy is generally a bum compared to our Go Kobe. Now that's what I like to hear, Panda. Now you're talking. Emu, Dragon, Shanks, Mihawk, Akainu, Blackbeard. What the fuck? You're just naming lane. Okay, it's a bunch of names, yeah. Yeah, everything here is pre-recorded. He won't read this. What do I mean pre-recorded? Oh, I fell for the bait. I am fried. It's bait. No, you got it. You got it though. I don't know if it's a hot take, but Shanks is at least as strong as Roger, since Shanks is able to do Divine Departure way earlier than Roger. We don't know if, well, we don't know that for sure, but I do think that Shanks is low-key stronger than Roger, I'm not gonna lie. With the shit Gabon did to Emu, I'm not surprised some people keep Prime Gabon and Prime rarely above Kaido and Big Mom. Yeah. I mean, I have Prime Gabon and Prime rarely above Big Mom for sure, and low-key Kaido now. Part of Oda rushing God Valley is because he wasted years in past expanding shit that was not relevant. I've said this so many fucking times. I was spamming it so many fucking, I was saying that so many fucking times. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Oda has done this thing where he'll sit there and spend time on things he doesn't need to spend fucking time on. People don't really want to fucking see. And then when it gets to the point that people actually do want to, where he can show this stuff, He's sick. He wants to wrap up the series. He doesn't have the time. Well, maybe if you didn't spend so much time in Dressrosa focusing on goddamn fucking Rebecca's flashback, showing it fucking 80 goddamn times. Why did we need 50 chapters of fucking Fishman Island? Why did we need to spend that much time in Act 1 of Wano? Why? What was all it for? The thing with the fights is that Oda doesn't like drawing fights anymore. Yeah, so we should have someone else draw it. Why do people think Kizaru wasn't holding back against Luffy? Because they have agendas, I guess, and they just don't like to pay attention to what's going on in the story. He was spamming, do you need an editor? Because he thought you didn't see his comment. Your chat is backed up and your reading chat's all the way up there. I don't care, man. Don't fucking spam it. When you spam that shit, it's not gonna fucking be I don't really like my chat being spammed with the same message. No way that was my... No way that was my top 10 from before. Oh. Emu, Dragon, Shanks, Mihawk, Akai. Yeah, Shanks over Mihawk, gang? Come on. Watch my Honest Truth video, bro. Akainu, Blackbeard, Loki, Kuzan, Kizaru, Luffy in that order. You don't gotta retract your statement, Atomic. If you actually look at it, Mihawk bounty is way more impressive than Shanks bounty. Are you talking about because what it because of what it said? Like that he's more like skilled, and he's like it pretty much says that he's stronger. Kizaru Viva card literally states that he was mentally nerfed, and yes, that it makes you weak. But yeah, and it's not. We don't even need the Viva card to state that, because Nami and Rayleigh both state that wavering makes you weak, and like, well, Rayleigh specifically says wavering makes you weak, and Nami like, and back in Enies Lobby, or more like Water 7, but at the end of Water 7 going into Enies Lobby, where she was like, now that we know that Robin needs our help, we'll be 10 times stronger. So like when their heads actually, hey, when you're actually focused and have motivation to fight, you just might be stronger than when you have no motivation. Crazy food for thought, I know. We needed more Act 1 Wano. Oh, okay, bro. Nice troll. After the time skip, Oda lost his pen. Honestly, Fishman, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zoe, Arc, Wano, all of them are No, Dressrosa and Act 2 and 3 of Wano. Act 2 and some of Act 3 of Wano are good. Alright. I personally, alright, I have a bit of a bias with Dressrosa, specifically because of personal reasons. Like, when I watched Dressrosa, it was like, it was helping me cope through like a really, like, one of like the worst times in my fucking life. And Law's backstory is really fucking, like, what? Law's backstory is amazing. And like an actual backstory, like, where you feel like, oh, like, I don't even feel like Luffy's the main character anymore. I feel like we're watching something about like Law here, right? Like when you were watching Sanji's backstory, you felt like it was you felt like it was a story about Sanji. You watched Robin, you're like, oh, this is Robin's story, is what it feels like right now. Oh, when you're watching Kuma's backstory, no, this is definitely Luffy's story, but it's like, wow, Kuma, your life was fucked. Wow. And what was like the story being told? Yeah, no, like that's why I also like have personal bias with Dressrosa. Shanks and Mihawk are relative for sure, but Mihawk is stronger. I think the best argument Shanks fans have is the height scaling. Height scaling is crazy. Garp over Roger, Sokobi over Luffy. Not hating on it. It is just a rivalry thing Oda does. He knows he's feeding Oda definitely does see the Shanks and Mihawks conversation specifically, and he definitely feeds into it. Luffy's stamina is a literal issue. I can't see him beating any admiral, especially OG admirals, because they are overlasting his time limit, and Akainu prove even overpowering him. Even Akainu proved he can overpower him even when he's in Gear 5. Yeah, and even when, like, Green Bull specifically, I think Green Bull's one of, like, the worst matchups for Luffy, because with his stamina problem, if Green Bull pierces Luffy with one of his branches, he's done. He's done. Like, obviously, no, you can't just store food on some bullshit. No. Like, an actual, like, makes sense? Like, yeah, Green Bull's gonna pierce him. take all his energy. Luffy's going to be on the floor looking like a fucking used condom. That's what it's going to be like, man. Luffy's stamina is a very big problem. All I'm hoping when we finally see Black River Shanks will be a good fight and won't be off screen. Yeah. I low-key doubt that, though, just because I don't have any faith in Oda. I have no faith in Oda that he's going to draw an actual fight. Imu doesn't seem that impressive anymore either. Imu is not that strong, or Gabon isn't that fucking strong. I think that they're both that strong. I just think that the problem with that is that Oda does this with all his current modern villains that he like brings back, that he introduces into the story. They have no attention. Like the guy said earlier, Enel in Skypiea, Kuma in Thriller Bark, like the admirals in pre-time skip, especially Marineford, that was tension. You felt like, oh shit, these guys, they might not make it out. Now it's like, Luffy's got Gear 5, we're good. Luffy with the Gear 5 Luffy with the Kaino and Kuzan stamina is actually correct. I don't, maybe like Blackbeard. But even then, no. Like Blackbeard, Mihawk, Shanks, Akainu, Kuzan, they're also like counters to him. But I guess like Loki. Mihawk was ranked 9 and Shanks was 8 on the popularity poll. Imagine we finally get to see Mihawk's actual story and fights. In the actual story and fight, he will be over Shanks in popularity. He should be. The only reason I really like Shanks more than Mihawk, honestly, is because we see more of his character than Mihawk, if we're being honest. Even then, we only see a few pieces of. Mihawk's still stronger, though. I think that Luffy Gear 5 is stronger than most top tiers in One Piece, but the stamina makes him lose to any character that is Admiral level or stronger. I guess, yeah. I don't know about most top tiers. Kid gonna swoop in and save Sanji if he doesn't awaken his Conqueror's Haki at this point. Yeah, with Kid's Conqueror's Haki. Yeah, sure. 200 chapters from now, people are gonna... Oh, excuse me. 200 chapters from now, people are gonna hella clown and emo and call him simply Yonko level, mark my words. Oh, they are. You're correct. I'm saying Mihawk's bounty is more impressive than Shanks because Shanks has a Yonko territory, more influence. Oh, okay. Yeah, from that perspective, yeah. Who are the strongest characters post Elbaf, Zoro, and Sanji could be, in your opinion? Well, we would have to see that. I have to see what they're capable of. Kate is not dead. Kaido and Big Mom are dead, though. I wonder what's the code going to be when we see Mihawk do more impressive stuff than Shanks. I do too, man. I can't even, like, predict it. The Shanks fandom cope is something else. It really is one of a kind. Mihawk probably has better conquerors than Shanks. That would be fantastic. Hot take, but Emu as a whole tier below Joy Boy's level. I mean, we need to see Joy Boy. I don't really like to make assumptions on characters we literally haven't even seen fight. How I think Oda should introduce Mihawk actually trying? Well, I was writing it. Okay. Have to do something Cross Guild. What's an enemy from Cross Guild? Something with the Marines. I would like to see Mihawk fuck up somebody like Garling. I think Mihawk fucking up Garling would be fantastic. Like, Mihawk beating Shanks' dad would be hilarious. Yeah, no. I would love to see Mihawk whoop on Shanks' daddy. Fujitora beats Big Mom. He does. Especially if Big Mom can't, like, heal, heal from surrounding, like, fucking fodder. Yeah, 100%. Or maybe even Shamrock will. I don't think that will happen. I just don't think. I think that I truly believe that Luffy's gonna meet Shamrock before he meets up with Shanks again, and it's gonna be on some like, Shanks, it's so good to see you, and Shamrock like stabs him through the chest. I can just see that happening for some reason. So if, I don't know. I feel like Shamrock's gonna fight someone like Luffy or maybe Loki, because Loki does need to run the ones with him, or maybe even Shanks himself. Defeating an admiral, yeah, but I don't. It doesn't make sense story wise. Also, like maybe a green ball. Shanks' whole narrative purpose is to fall by the hands of Blackbeard as the ultimate stepping stone for Luffy's final growth. I don't know about the ultimate stepping stone for Luffy's growth, but definitely one of his purposes is to die to Blackbeard. Fujitora is beating Big Mom. Her devil fruit is not better for at all. All her homies are just going to get weighed down by Fujitora's gravity. It's going to be made completely useless, including her herself. And her speed sucks when she's going to be more of a sitting target than ever against Fujitora, who could literally rain down meteors on her. The Advanced Conqueror's Haki, like we stated before, doesn't negate fucking devil fruits, alright? That's Blackbeard's devil fruit, alright? You're completely misinterpreting how that works. And yeah, she has Advanced Conqueror's Haki. When did she use it against Lawn Kid, though? And what did she do against them? Oh, she got pieced the fuck up by them. In fact, another like thing that like nobody talks about when it comes to Big Mom is that when Law and Kid do one single combo attack on her, she immediately has to heal and goes, "I've never felt this much damage in decades." Fujitora by himself can easily do more damage than that gang. And especially, like I said before, if they're fighting somewhere on like the rooftop where Big Mom doesn't have fodder to heal herself, oh, she's fucked. What do I think about Blackbeard or Shanks slash Buggy claiming One Piece before Luffy because Vegapunk stated the one who finds the One Piece may not be the one Joy Boy desired? Fuck Shanks. I would like if Buggy claimed it though. Sengoku is falling by the hands of Hawkeye since we saw him go after Crosskill. Like, oh, that's a good. Yeah, Sengoku could be an option. I don't know about dying though. I don't think Oda will kill him. Lucky Shanks has a lot of death flags. He's probably dying against Blackbeard. He's definitely dying against Blackbeard. And hold that thought. I'm gonna go piss for a second. Give me like 2 seconds. I am back. Oh, we got a donation. 29. What is that? I appreciate the dono, nonetheless. Not sure of that currency, though. Curious about it. Mihawk's backstory will be top one. No, that's a Kainu's gang. I still think Law has the best backstory, though. I don't think Shamrock is on Shanks' level since Shamrock didn't have to fight anyone strong. I mean, that could definitely be the case, but you never know. Like, Shamrock is just like, I don't know. Just because he's Shanks' twin, I feel like he has like a special, like, alright, he's literally the only hope the Holy Knights have left. Sengoku is falling by the hands of Hawkeye. Oh, wait, I already read that. Akainu is definitely a stepping stone for Luffy to face Emu or end of series Blackbeard. Maybe. I don't know about stepping stone, more like... I don't know. I kind of have like a weird vendetta for how I think Akainu is going to be played out in the end of the series. Because I truly think he's going to live. Because like I said earlier, unlike Blackbeard and Emu, his death isn't required for world peace. All that's required is for him to have a better understanding of how pirates actually operate and understand the grades between grades, that there are some bad, but there's a lot of beauty in it as well. And you can't just kill all the beauty because there's some bad in it. Big Mom has negative IQ feats? Yep. Fujitora has a real chance of having a Advanced Conquerors Haki. He has a Supreme Grade Blade. All of them are Conquerors. True. And I hope he does them. Is there a reason why big One Piece YouTubers like to hate on Mihawk and have Shanks over him? Like every time I see a big One Piece YouTuber, they always hating on my boy. Probably because their fan base are big Shanks fans and they want to appeal to them. It would be my guess. Garling stated if Shanks gets Death Covenant, he will be on Shamrock's level. When the fuck did he state that? And also, Garling probably hasn't seen Shanks fight, so I don't really know if I think he has an actual understanding of his strength. Mihawk when he has to fight someone other than Ace Blue Zoro. Because they just want to see feats, which is valid, but One Piece is a long story. You gotta wait. Exactly. And we just saw a feat from Shang. And people act like we didn't have to wait for like 20 plus years to see the first feat from Shanks, alright? I never understood that. I get that, but then those same people are huge Zoro fans, and I'm like, Zoro hypes. And like, Zoro hype is just Mihawk, so I don't get it. Like I said, I truly just think they're appealing to their fan base. Blackbeard kills Shanks. Shiryu kills... What? What? Shiryu kills who? You might want to take a step back with that one. You might want to take a big step back with that one, gang. Loki spends today. I could have given you a lot more donation, but maybe next time. Bro, I appreciate any fucking amount of money. All right, don't you ever, don't worry if you feel like you could have spent more. Even if you just sit here and chat, I appreciate it, bro. Also, curiosity, what currency is that though? Some people say that it's Advanced Conquerors Haki that make you Yonko level. All Yonkos have Advanced Conquerors, while none of the Admirals have it. Well, yeah, some people also said that. Yeah, people also said to always bet on Kaido in 1v1. People say a lot of things, alright? You're using a fucking rupees? Hey, I'll take that, bro. I'll take the money, bro. I'm not complaining. And like I said, don't if you just stop in here and say hello, that's more than enough. So who is Dragon fighting Garling? I do. All right. I do think Dragon should fight Garling. Like I because he's so like prominent on going after the Holy Knights, it would only make sense. You ever considered Kizaru could be the strongest admiral slash waystorm that we've seen, but we just don't see him fight seriously? No, I don't think he's the strongest. I love my boy Kizaru, but he ain't the strongest admiral. Akainu and Kuzan are still stronger. No, Garling is betraying the world government. No, that is Akainu's dog. Akainu's going to betray the world government. Do I think Law and Kid could beat the Gorosei? Obviously, minus regen, but you could still deal with immortality by how Sanji did with killing him before? Maybe. I would like to say yes, but I don't know. I have to think deeper about that one. I don't really want to do all that right now. Green Bull and Fujitora could Loki solo Onigashima's roster? Going into it for sure. With Gear 5 Luffy, I don't think so. Admirals over Yonkos. I don't think it's like that cut and dry, but like I think the Admirals are better characters, and like I think Akainu is stronger than any Yonko, but like I have them like. So here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that like I'll call any like not just Yonko fan out. I'll also call any Admiral fan that does this, right? Where like I'm not gonna put any like all Admirals above all Yonkos. All right, I hate seeing that, and vice versa, right? It's a healthy mix. Some Admirals are stronger than some Yonkos. Some Yonkos are stronger than some Admirals. All right. My main thing is that I think that Akainu and Kuzan are the peak of it. And until like Blackbeard really gets to his end of series strength, the Admirals have it right now. Did you see God Valley movie and the bad movie announcement? Yes, I did. What do I think about King of Lightning's opinions? He's a funny he's a funny guy, is all I will say. Funny guy. Garland gets trashed as current Zoro victim. I mean, by feats, yes. By narrative, no. I don't mean to be taught. Oh wait, I already answered that. I have all the current top tiers: Mihawk, Shanks, Dragon, and Akainu above all the old gen. I like that. Bro, just because a young, inexperienced Garling who was in his prime lost to Prime Rock, she thinks Zoro is beating him. Zoro gets low diffed. I said that I don't think so. I just said that by feats that so far Zoro has, by narrative, Garling wins though. It wouldn't make sense for Zoro to win. I have Akainu over both factions of Admirals and Yonkos, but I could see a world if Mihawk is probably stronger than him, but I have money on Akainu. Yeah, I agree with that, but Mihawk also isn't a Yonko. So, as a group, I believe the Admirals would win against the Yonkos. Do I believe that the ability would work together? Probably. That's exactly why I think they would win. I also think that, like, some of the, like, if, like, alright, first of all, if we're talking about, like, the current set of Yonkos, one of them is Buggy, so it's going to be a 3v4. Um, and that's not going to turn out well, because I already told you guys earlier how Green Bull is a terrible matchup for Luffy. And then it's just like Shanks and Blackbeard versus like the fucking rest, and they're getting the fucking shit being out of them. They don't even fuck with each other. So like, that's what I mean, bro. Like, yeah, it's like the current lineup, 100% the Admirals. The fuck. Even like, and the only reason that like if you count like all the Yonkos they would win is because they have more fucking people. Like Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard adding on top of that. If you would have to give the, but like to make that fair, you'd have to give the Admirals like Garpins and Goku. Yonko, Admiral, Shanks. Whoa, no. Mihawk and Shanks versus Whitebeard and Roger. That's a tough one, because I do think that Mihawk and Shanks are stronger than Roger, But I think that Whitebeard is strong. Prime Whitebeard is stronger than Mihawk and Shanks. But like, I think that like Roger could definitely stalemate Shanks while Whitebeard beats Mihawk. I'm gonna go Whitebeard and Roger specifically because of Whitebeard, and he has a Devil Fruit as well. He's the only one in that lineup with a Devil Fruit. So, some people think Zoro will fight Shamrock since Zoro is the king of hell and Shamrock has a Cerberus sword and Cerberus is the protector of the door of hell. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind it. Loki is your goat. I fuck with Loki. I can't. I liked Loki since his introduction. He's actually one of the reasons that like Oda. I showed that Oda still has it. I think the Loki backstory was a better backstory than Kuma's, by the way. Current Judd is over old Judd. One of the main points about the series is like it's the new generation surpassing the previous. Shanks above every admiral besides Akainu. Blackbeard above every admiral minus Akainu. I don't see how you could think Luffy's stronger than Kizaru after Egghead. It's still a bit confusing to me. Unless like you're completely ignoring. I know you know that Kizaru was nerfed. So it's kind of confusing to me how people that can know Kizaru was nerfed but think Luffy is stronger. Oh. Watch Shamrock kill the Rev Commanders and Sabo. Then if Shamrock kills Sabo, I am a huge Shamrock fan. I am fucking. If Shamrock kills Sabo, I'm going to stand that motherfucker. How many top tiers do I think Emu could defeat until he loses? It depends what the top tiers are. And I don't know. Again, we have to see more capabilities from Emu. He's just now actually going all out. Or at least close to it. Do I have Mihawk over Prime Roger? Yep. Akainu versus Shanks is a toss-up for me. My point with... Alright, I'll help you with Akainu versus Shanks, right? So you're probably saying, well, Shanks does have the Conqueror's Haki that can match that could maybe nullify or outdo Akainu's Devil Fruit. But what you're forgetting is that we have not seen Akainu go all out with his Devil Fruit. He's definitely going to have a Logia Awakening. If anybody is going to have a Logia Awakening, it's him. He's the face of Logias. And on top of that, he is probably going to have Conqueror's Haki as well. And if he does have Conqueror's Haki, that means he's matching he's matching Shanks's and going to burn right fucking through him. The difference between like Shanks and Roger and like Whitebeard, guys like Whitebeard when they verse Akainu, is that when Akainu is going to hit them with their very lethal attacks, they're going to be taking a lot more damage from it, specifically because Whitebeard is a lot more massive and his body can withstand a lot more just because of that. Whereas, if, like I said, with Roger in my video, and this applies for Shanks too, if Akainu hits Shanks or Roger with that same attack he hit Whitebeard with in the face, they are dead. It's going to take off like 90% of their face or most of it, or all of it, and they're dead. So, Akainu should be stronger than Shanks. Like, it only makes sense. And, like, yeah, Akainu is more of a conqueror than, like, 99% of the fucking conquerors that are, confirmed Conqueror's Haki users. Kuma's with straight pain and suffering. Yeah, but, like, that's what I'm saying, though. Kuma's backstory was more of, like, a trauma dump than an actual story being told. That's why like Laws, Robin's, Sanji's, Loki's, Brooks, like their flashbacks were a lot more interesting to me than Kuma's. Shanks is not stronger than Roger. Shanks gave up his full potential even when disappointed. We don't know that. We don't know about the full potential thing. I can see Roger being stronger than him, but they're neck and neck. Oh, so you think currently? Okay, with Luffy, you think currently he surpassed Kizaru? I can see why you would think that, but it's like I said with Akainu as well. Now, I don't think Kizaru is a conqueror, but I do think we definitely didn't see him go all out, and I do think he is an awakened Logia fruit on top of that. If Dragon, after all, his first fight, if Dragon, after all, this is his first fight, is L what? Oh, I know what you're saying. If he Dragon has his first fight and he loses, he's the worst. It's the worst character build up. I don't think he's gonna lose. He being Luffy's dad. I think it's like, you know, taxing. Who do I think Eniseries Law will be as strong as? Now, if I could have it, I would make Eniseries Law as strong as someone like fucking Eniseries Zoro. But I actually am a very big Law fan. If you did not know, but okay. Here's the thing. I think that End of Series Law, off pure like hypotheticals, off just make believes, will be as strong as like end of series Sanji, stronger than end of series Kid. In not top 10, but they'll be close. Akainu is having Conquerors hockey. There's no world he doesn't have it. The Absolute Justice literally speaks Conquerors. Tell me about it, man. Like I said, he is more of a conqueror than 99% of the verse. What if Shanks actually is stronger than Mihawk? Then that's horrible writing. Do I think Emu's first form from that appeared in chapter 1179 could solo all the admirals at once? No. Not gonna lie, that we are in. Not gonna lie, right now that we are in Ragnarok, such final war, Mihawk's chance of dying is 50-50. I, my thing with Mihawk dying is like it's more of like a 75-25 in my eyes. I think he's gonna live more than he's gonna die, but like I just don't think that Mihawk really should die. That could be biased because I like him so much, but yeah, I think that Mihawk's gonna live. Is Ben Databook is Ben Databook Man beating Old Rayleigh? Also, do I think Old Gabon beats Old Ray? No, Ben Databook Man is not beating Old Rayleigh. I think that motherfucker is overrated as shit. Also, do I think Old Gabon beats Old Ray? I think there's an argument to be made, but it's like I said it earlier. With like, I just think that like power, power cliffing wise, like Rayleigh's gonna end up doing something later in the future, and you know, it's gonna it's gonna be like Zoro versus Sanji, where Rayleigh's always gonna be slightly stronger. Not no joke verdicts. I've seen people in Discord servers say you can't argue for Kizaru mental nerf because he's portrayed the same as Sabo. What he create? No, the fuck he's not. People in Discord servers. That's why I don't like Discord servers, bro. People, the problem with like those shits and like the people in that app specifically is like it's filled with a bunch of pseudo intellects that bring up like random arguments that like have like weird like that like they don't really prove anything, but like it's not like there's much to say against it really because it's just like what are you talking about? It's just like other than like what the fuck are you talking about? Discord people think they're a lot more smarter than they fucking are. They can't bring up real arguments like, oh no, Kizaru was literally brought like failed to take damage by Luffy in even in Gear 5, and the Marines were asking Kizaru where his wounds are. He was literally crying. He is, I mean, the anime makes this more clear than fucking ever, and
at the end literally has this whole conversation with Akainu where he says, "Have you ever had to kill your own best friend?" And we literally see him crying after he was trying to hide his tears beforehand and yelling at Akainu. I think that was Oda literally yelling at like the fucking idiots who were saying that Kizaru wasn't nerfed. Like I think that like oh my god, like yeah, no, it's stupid that people argue that shit. Loki Kuzan versus Shanks is a better argument than Shanks versus Akainu. Yeah, I think it's a way better argument. Law is gonna die. Honestly, he will make an ultimate sacrifice with his devil fruit. I don't want to see Luffy be immortal. No, that would be cheap. I want to like that. Current weak emu, based on what I've seen, loses to all the top tiers if you fought them all together. Yeah, I agree. Who will be the main villain? I said earlier, I think it's going to be Blackbeard. Blackbeard upscale if he does. Yeah, but like the thing with like their old states, is that like that's also like like you have to take into account that like someone on the other side may have gotten weaker as like one had gotten stronger, so like it doesn't really count for their prime states either. What will Blackbeard's third double fruit be? Shit, I don't fucking know, man. I am not Oda. Blackbeard will off screen kill Luffy and then get the One Piece. And then get beat by Kobe. Is that so? Oh, my neck is sore as fuck. I just like looked up. Oh my god. How the hell did I sleep last night? How did I just notice this? Oh my god. This shit's stiff as a fucking bitch. Hold on, chat. Oh, my back is screaming right now. My upper back is screaming right now. Um, Sabo's emu feat was never anything. He never had a feat other than running away. What do I think, or who do I think Owen Summers killing him are strong as? I guess Zoro and Sanji because they're fighting them. Dog, motherfuckers never should have been gassing that Sabo feed. Sorry if you hear my chair creak. By the way, my back is insanely stiff right now. Okay, so, okay, well you retracted that message, so I'm assuming that you know you disagreed with that statement. Tell that to the Sabo fans, but they are so brain dead. Yeah, Sabo fans are make themselves feel so much more important than they are. Make Sabo feel they think Sabo's way more important than he is. How you think Kuzan will do against Kaido? I think he beats him. His physicals are better. He has a better double fruit, and he's going to have Conqueror's Hockey. And with power cliffing, he's probably going to mid diff him. Nah, Ace is cool. Sabo sucks. Ace fucks. I like Ace. Sabo is trash. One of the reasons I like, or sorry, one of the reasons I hate Sabo is because I like Ace. You don't like how Ace died? Why? It's not that crazy, gang. How is Thrag beating Frieza? I made a whole video on it. Okay, okay, he did get right. No, no, that's a good fucking point. That's a good point. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Whitebeard's Loki a bitch. Say that again. Yeah, no, no, that's a good goddamn point. He was like, he's the greatest man that's ever fucking lived. Holy shit. Yeah, that is a good point. That was retarded. Which form Frieza? Namek Frieza. And we're talking about manga Frieza, not the anime Frieza scaling, which has like fucking solar system and universal level feats, which is like I just don't like. Anytime we talk about Dragon Ball feats, we always talk about the manga, but some reason when it comes to, you know, crossverse, we get the anime gets special exceptions for some reason. And it's not like I'm saying Thrag goes far. I'm saying he beats Namek Frieza. Relax. And that's because you probably have to manga Frieza 150 million for him. Yeah. Because Manga Freeze is only a star level, Thrag solar system level, based off the fact that based off the Omnipotus feat. There's a character in Invincible called Omnipotus, whose data book states he has destroyed a solar system through a chain reaction. And like I said, that Omnipotus doesn't get to same react solar system level feat just to even get to that part where you destroy that. I am so fucking high right now. I am sorry. Just to get to that feat where you're able to destroy a solar system through a chain reaction, you would at least need to destroy a large star, or most likely multiple of them, making him a large star, bare minimum level being. And this character gets one shot by Dinosaurus. One Dinosaurus then tries the exact same attack he one shot Omnipotus with on Thrag, then has his teeth and jaw shatter on impact. And this is even Thrag's strongest version. A lot of people don't take into consideration that invincible characters also get way stronger over time. End of series Thrag massively overclips this version of himself that when he fucked up Dinosaurus, who already one-shot a star level being. Alright? Mind you, Frieza is manga Frieza is a star level being. So what do you think? Man, this is even end of series Thrag. End of series Thrag also has feats where, guys like, what's his name? Mark and him are able to fight in the sun and take solar flares and take dips in it, which then also ups his durability greatly. His speed is able to travel around the universe in short distance of time, which Frieza needs a fucking ship to do. So the main difference is, I don't think that like the AP difference is like the craziest part. More so is the speed. Whereas Thrag has fucking what's it called? Thrag has the solar system level AP, which I do think is slightly stronger than Frieza's soul. Please go watch my video for a more in-depth and sober take on this. But Frieza has a star level feats, Thrag's a solar system level feats with a lot higher speed scaling. And the same way that like Frieza uses the death beams on Goku and he tanked that shit when he turned to Super Saiyan, is the same way that Thrag's gonna tank them. The point of Space Racer's gun was it was insurance. Space Racer's gun was a really. I am high. I am I always stream high. It's fun. Um, I don't know about that one. Yeah, he died to the heat, and it stated that in one of the data books that when it comes to the Viltrumite Smart Atoms, that the heat like that is one of their several weaknesses, just like how the Scourge virus is. And what I was getting into before, sorry, was when it comes to Space Racer's gun, he when it comes to Space Racer's gun and destroying Planet Viltrum, that was what was really destroying it. Mark, Nolan, and Thetis were insurance to stop any Viltrumites, specifically Thrag, from stopping Space Racer's gun from destroying Planet Viltrum. That's what it was all for. It was never because, like, oh, they needed Space Racer's gun along with the three of them. And then, yeah, what's it called? Yeah, so it was insurance. It was never like, oh, the Viltrumites needed the Infinity Ray to blow up Planet Viltrum. It's also Alan also states when he's talking to Mark that the Viltrumites have destroyed planets to the point there's nothing to return to. The one thing Frieza does have, though, that I did state in that video. Like I said, please watch that video. It's a lot better. It's a lot more in depth, and I'm high as shit right now. So that's another thing. But the Frieza does have his telekinesis, which I do think actually will get which will catch Thrag off guard. When you realize everything being said is just a Kainu upskill, so you chill. Exactly, man. I'm not talking about Black Frieza. I'm talking about Namek Frieza. And yeah, Black Frieza fucks him up. I'm talking about Namek Dragon Ball Z Frieza. I said this before, bro. Pay attention. Namek Frieza. Not Super. No shit. How far do I think Saitama gets in Dragon Ball? Well, I don't know his high ball scaling, but what I believe he could get to like the Cell Saga. I believe he beats Thrag, so he gets past Frieza. I don't think he's gonna like. I don't know if he would beat like Z. I don't know if he'd beat Cell Saga Goku though. Like an instant transmission Kamehameha is probably gonna fry him. It's always Akainu versus Luffy. Yeah, it's always going to be. The Revolutionary's greatest soldier is Fujitora, unironically. Yeah, he really has done more work for them than the Revolutionaries. Isn't that funny? All right, bro. Don't chill with that. All right. Akainu better kill Sabo. Oh, please. But Emu wins, though, obviously. The one omnipotent statement, Loki carrying your argument, because I wouldn't put any Viltrumite at even large planet level. Well, it's not just that. Like I said, please watch the video, because there's more feats I bring up. And another thing of it is that if you look at the Battle Beast, his fight against Battle Beast, is that Battle Beast is stated in his data book that he has mastered all known fighting styles within the universe. See him, Hussein. Hope you have a good one. He's mastered all known fighting styles within the universe, and it has unlimited endurance and physical prowess. Yet Thrag outlasted him, and had better hand-to-hand combat than him. Shamrock or Garland is killing Sabo. Mark my word. If whoever kills Sabo, I'm gonna start fucking liking. All right. If Sabo dies, I'm fucking with it. All right. I know he's gonna live, but there's a world where he dies, and I'm fucking happy as hell for it. He's okay. Whatever. I forgot it's you, Panda. I forgot you're a troll. Why do I hate Sabo? I could give you various reasons, but I think the greatest, if you want a really good reason as to why, go to Polar Stone's channel. If you want a really good reason, Polar Stone has like all the reasons in the world. He's made several videos on it. Why Sabo is just not like a good character in the slightest. What if Yamato kills Sabo? I might have to. If Yamato kills Sabo, I'll delete my video and make the best One Piece, the best One Piece character video. Oh, the afterlife above dimensions. Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Dragon Ball scaling can get crazy though, and I hate when people said I was hating on Dragon Ball because I like Dragon Ball way more than I like Invincible. And I like Frieza a lot, too. It has nothing to do with bias. With some insane chain scaling, Rex's suicide attack? No. No. Those marks aren't, those marks don't have the same exact scaling. And that fucking, whatchamacallit. That blast was like not even like bridge level. Rex is the GOAT though. What's my favorite anime? My personal favorite that I resonate with the most is Fate Zero, which is where my profile picture Kiritsugu is from. But what I think is the best anime, because I think there's a difference between favorite and best, I think that JoJo's is the best. It's also my second favorite. Fate is good, yeah. Well, some continuities of it. I still have to watch Grand World Order. And what's the new one? I fuck with JoJo heavy, bro. I actually will just like JoJo is probably my most rewatched anime. The Fate mobile game is trash. I mean, I can imagine. I'm pretty sure it's canon too. Like every single piece of Fate media is like canon. I kind of hate that. How high would you rank Loki with what he's shown so far? I have him around Kuzan and Shanks' level. If Akainu is getting defeated, it's going to be by Luffy's hands and nobody else. But I think he's going to live though. Loki folds Kuzan. Okay, so you think Loki folds Prime Garp? Hikari is trash? What the fuck? How do you hate Hikari? He is so fucking cool. Where are you at JoJo? What part are you at? And specifically, where in that part? Prime Garp is not stronger than Kuzan, gang. Common Utafan L? I'm saying. Hold on. Power scaling wise, we're talking about the same Hikari that went toe to toe with Kashimo, the guy that's overhyped to fucking oblivion, alright? Kashimo gets all the hype in the world, but for some reason Hikari just doesn't. I will never get that with you JJK fans, alright? This motherfucker Hikari showed complete dominance against him most of the fucking time. Anytime he actually activated his fucking technique, is anytime he activated, he landed a jackpot. He started kicking Kashimo's ass. All right, and when it comes to like, oh, Kashimo has this fucking crazy curse technique that he can fight Sukuna with. Yeah. He fought him and got shit on by him. I don't understand like the mere like glaze for Kashimo, but the hate for Hikari. I just will never get it. Terrain advantage. Come on. We talk about terrain advantage like this motherfucker wasn't like putting hands on Kashimo. I'll say this, Hikari's win cons are not the best as others in the verse, and I think that Yuta is stronger. But like, don't call Hikari trash now. Come on. JoJo is weird, bro. It's low-key peak, but funny and weird. I love that about it. It only works with JoJo, though. Kashimo fans are subhuman. Wait, what is your opinion on Gojo versus Sukuna? It's like how I view the fucking Mihawk versus Shanks debate. It's clearly stated that Gojo himself stated Sukuna wasn't going all out. We see it wasn't Sukuna's strongest form, yet somehow I'm expect to believe that Gojo is stronger. I like Gojo more than I do Sukuna, but Sukuna was stronger. Why is that still an argument? We forget that this motherfucker Sukuna make a binding vow so he couldn't fucking use his curse technique to fight against Gojo. All right, but like he was when we examine the hand to hand battle, he was winning. He was winning. It has more skill in hand to hand combat than Gojo. I need you to really examine that shit. Like I just don't get it. Hikari like Egghead Zoro stalling Urame? Bro. Shut up. That's just gay, alright? Fuck gay for that. I should make a video on that too, not gonna lie. I might. I'll make JJK videos when the anime comes back. Especially Hikari videos. Yes, we are getting Hikari videos. You just started part 5 of JoJo? You're in for a treat, bro. Enjoy it. Every time you watch JoJo, like a JoJo part for the first time, it's literally something I wish I can go back to. When I first watched part 5 back in 2020, it's literally like one of like I vividly remember watching it is like how good it was, and I'm thinking like, damn, that's actually one of my like probably the greatest like first watch I've ever had in some. Name one feat: defeating Kashimo. Actually being able to keep up with Urame and put out speeds better than Maki, by the way, who the moment Urame showed up after their initial Maki first started fighting Sukuna with Yuji before the final battle, Urame did the one her one attack and completely blitzed Maki with it. Hikari, hey, he dodged that shit, all right? Guess what? He's going going hand to hand with it, so we get that he has better speed than Maki at that point, or at least better reaction and is relative as well. All right. Now, yes, his fucking semi-grade 5, and yes, Hikari's win cons are really what holds him back. But like, let's not act like he's a bum here. I think Yuta's stronger and all, but come on. He got hit by it and regened. He got only like half of it. Only like his one arm got hit by it. What are you talking about? If he got fully hit by it, he would have been frozen in it. I don't like Modulo, so I don't really care about that. What's my opinion on Ryuma Granite Blast? I don't really have strong feelings on it. I kind of have like the base feeling everybody else has. It has like the highest cursed energy output. It's very fucking strong. Like, be more specific. Well, like, what you mean by that? Maki's a bum. In character, yeah. She's kind of an asshole. In my opinion, Kira is one of the best JoJo's antagonists. Definitely top 2. He's very close. So I kind of like Kira the most, but Funny Valentine in part 7 is really cool. Nah, but yeah, Kira is my favorite JoJo antagonist. Do I believe in the balance of power statement by Garp? Is that... Fuck, hold on. Let me see that statement real quick. I'm drawing a blank. I met Ryuma as a character. I mean, I really don't care about his character, to be honest. I more care about him from a power scaling perspective. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, yeah. Kira when he has to fight an adult. Listen. Nah, he got fucked up by Jotaro. Kira isn't the strongest JoJo antagonist, but he is probably the best. He is the best Rain, in my opinion. Because I was actually... Here's my thing, right? All right. Here's my thing when it comes to Akira. I was seriously rooting for that motherfucker, and I didn't know why. Like, I caught myself rooting for him when I first watched Part 4, and I was saying like, "Damn, this motherfucker's evil as shit. I really shouldn't be rooting for him." But like, I still was, bruh. I couldn't put it past. I just, I couldn't put it past myself to not root for the guy. He's really fucking cool. I'm probably gonna rewatch Part 4 now. Thanks, guys. You got me. I'm gonna rewatch Part 4 now. Fuck. I also have to rewatch, or not rewatch. I have to keep watching Thousand Year Blood War. Do I have Kuzan? Do I really have Kuzan over Prime Roger? Yes. Kuzan has the same physical stats as Prime Garp and has the Devil Fruit, gang, and is going to have Conqueror's Hockey. Yes. When's the next video? All right. I actually meant to bring that up. Would you guys like to see? Hold on. I'm gonna put up a poll. You guys are gonna decide my next video. Next. What should the next video? OBS is really slowing down my PC right now. Be. I feel like I know which one's gonna win, but all right, put up the poll. You guys will decide what you want the next video to be. Suguna beats Gojo, obviously. Yeah, of course, he literally did. If Kuzan possesses Devil Fruit Awakening plus Advanced Conquerors, then he beats Roger. He does. He's going to. I was the biggest fan of Kira. He's awesome. Awesome. Do I like Vinland Saga? I do. I love Askeladd. He is one of my favorite antagonists. One of my favorite scenes in fiction, from like, in both like a writing standpoint and especially from like a visual standpoint, is in season 2 when Askeladd is talking to Thorfinn in like hell or whatever it was, or Valhalla. Not Val. Was it Valhalla or like the hell? But he's sitting on that rock and he's talking to Thorfinn. I really like that because the conversations and the dialogue that's just held in Vinland Saga is really deep, and I really appreciated it. Ichigo's new form was crazy. I heard. Wasn't it like the highest rated Bleach episode? Luffy when he has to fight East Blue Nami, but there's no McDonald's around to heal him. I know. I don't watch Chainsaw Man. That show makes me feel uncomfortable. Rate my top 10. Emo, Mihawk, Shane. Oh. 0. Do I like Attack on Titan? I do. I don't like the fan base, but I like it. I like the show. Or the manga. Same shit. I'm not really caught up on the One Piece manga, but it'd be dope to see Zoro get trained by Gabon and be able to use it. Well, you might want to catch up, gang. You might want to catch up. Rocks is most definitely overrated. Oh, for sure. Do I think Akainu might be stronger than Shanks or Mihawk? I definitely do. I've had Akainu above Mihawk and Shanks, yep. Thorkel is my favorite Vinland Saga character. He's cool as fuck. Okay, listen, Berserk is like good though. You know? Like Chainsaw Man some bullshit, all right? We're like the way I know it's hard to defend. I know it is, but look, the Eclipse, as horrible as it is, all right, is like a good written moment, especially if you've read everything building up to it. The Golden Age arc is one of the greatest arcs in manga. All right, one of my top 5 arcs ever. It is awesome. Unfortunately, has to end with with the eclipse. But listen, the difference is that the sexual fucking fan service isn't constantly berated in the screen like it is in Chainsaw Man. All right, like I felt more uncomfortable watching. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. No, because that's not true either. Just Berserk is good, okay? It's really hard to defend. You can't defend the eclipse. I can't do it. I can't defend the eclipse. It's impossible. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say, all right? Like, it's a good manga, all right? Chainsaw Man isn't. That's all there is to it. I'm sorry, bro. How is Beck overrated? You'll have to wait for the video again. Summer's laughing at Zoro after he started shouting that long-ass edgy name is Loki funny. Yeah, alright. Summers, alright. Summers does have a cool, like a funny sense of humor. I'll give you that. That's not that he's an asshole. Imu Akainu, Shanks, Mihawk Dragon, Loki, Kuzan, Blackbeard, Kizaru. Oh, if you had Mihawk over Shanks, you would be doing it. But I'm gonna have to give it like a 7 for that. Maybe 8, just because Akainu too. 8 because Akainu's too. Big Moto just fumbled part 2. I'm not talking about, when I said fan service, I was talking about for Chainsaw Man. Yeah, and I also wouldn't call the Eclipse fan service, so that is, yeah. What's up, Neko? No, I don't have Akainu over Emo. I want to, but he's second strongest in my opinion. But even before Emu's reveal, it was always like that. Of course, yes, of course, Akainu's the strongest admiral. You got me there, Atomic. All right. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a wonky discussion, but I'll give the stream like 30 more minutes. I like these One Piece streams. I think I want to do one at least once a week. They're pretty fun. Green Bull versus Old Garp. I got Old Garp. I have the idea that Emu's new form is simply the middle form, like how Cell's second form was. That could be the case. I can't understand Rocks, Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, Roger Garp can't stretch Emu, but Gabon stops his attack. I think it can't scratch Emu, but Gabon stops his attack. That's just, yeah. I don't understand it either, man. It's kind of just the bullshit Oda be putting in the story. I call it out. You know, I get told I don't like One Piece, even though I'm asking for One Piece to do something better, and I make tons of videos on it, and I've been watching and reading it for years. All right, even if I do call the things out, people are gonna eat it up, and Oda's gonna fucking do the bare minimum. So my input just doesn't matter because everybody, like majority of the One Piece fandoms are fucking incels that will eat up anything that Oda gives them. I said before, if Oda shit on a fucking panel, wrapped it up, said here's the next chapter, they're gonna call it peak. No, I'm not saying this stuff. I'm not saying Berserk was fan service. I was talking about Chainsaw Man with that. Yeah, I think I'm glad that you understand the admirals are strong, man. Some people will have you believe some bullshit. If One Piece had consistent scaling, if only One Piece had consistent scaling like Dragon Ball Super, consistent, I guess. Definitely better than One Piece's, but a little bit iffy at times. All right, let's be honest. Bobe, it's like I answered to Neko before, man. Oda just does bullshit. I call it out, say, that doesn't make sense. You probably shouldn't do that. I get told to eat shit, that I'm a One Piece hater and I don't know anything. But as you see, I'm not the only one that says it. It's the fact that One Piece has too many troglodyte fans that eat up the bare minimum that Oda dishes out. Hajurian over Kaido? No, but I like it. I actually do hate One Piece. I don't hate you for that. I'm not. I have been hating on One Piece myself. I'm dipping. Keep up the good work. Have a good day, man. Enjoy it. Like people say that Roger and Whitebeard were equals, but Whitebeard was the strongest man without using his devil fruit. He fought Roger. Well, not without using his devil fruit, with using his devil fruit. He fought Roger, then they were equal, but people think Roger was stronger. I mean, I just made a video about it, gang. Like, the fact that, like, this is, like, it's a debate is kind of silly to me. Whitebeard has everything Roger has and then some. Whitebeard's clearly stronger. How many years do you think it will take for One Piece to end? Maybe 10? Something like that. Admirals versus Rocks crew? Admirals. If we're talking about, like, during that stage, it's kind of like just rock. Like, because obviously not Domi Rocks. It's like base Rocks and Whitebeard versus all. I think the rest are getting slimed out. Like, Kizaru's clones are wiping out the rest. I mean, I wouldn't hate One Piece, but since the fans constantly say it's the best ever, no contest, I start hating it. That's a good reason. One Piece fans are very fucking annoying. I stay out all the goddamn time. I mean, to be fair, every fan base is ass, but One Piece. I mean, that's also because I'm in the One Piece community that I see it more and complain about it more, obviously. The Roger was sick argument is fucking stupid. We don't know that. They're really like misinterpreting what Crocus is saying. Roger wasn't sick when he fought Whitebeard here, like as you're seeing in the GIF right here. And on top of that, Roger fought Whitebeard several times before this as well. All right, this is not like their only fight after God Valley. Rocks Pirates all at their prime versus Marineford top tiers. Marineford top tiers. People will tell you things like, if you hate it, why do you watch us read it? But that's the dumb, because the reason you continue to watch it is because you hope it gets better. Exactly. And that's a really good point, Atomic, because I've always said this. The things you love the most are going to be the things you're the most critical of because you care about it so much and you want it to be absolute as perfect as possible, or at least as close to perfect as possible. So when I see things like, oh, well, it's not that good, but, you know, Oda's tummy hurt, so it's okay. No. Take the break, bro. You already take 80 fucking breaks as it is. God damn. Like they gave him every excuse in the fucking book. Like all right, on Twitter specifically right now, how there's like the GTA 6 leaks, and everybody's talking about you're defending the multi-billion-dollar company, right? I have that thing here, right? Oh, you're defending the multi-million-dollar man that profits off putting out bullshit on a weekly basis, the literal bare fucking minimum, and you defend him, right? I can use that same meme for fucking Oda. I'm gonna start fucking doing that. That's a great idea, actually. Fuck. I don't like Oda. And another thing about that is like they're defending a man who is clearly weird with women. And I've said this, and other people have said this. When One Piece ends, I'm like, we're really switching up on Oda. Like I want that motherfucker investigated. There might be some weird sexual crimes he's got going on. Oda's fueling the Admiral and Mihawk slander by putting admirals in random situations. Yeah, exactly. He's doing whatever the fuck he feels like, instead of having plans. I personally do have Whitebeard above Roger. The Roger is sick argument is annoying. They did meet after many years, as it stated, and he was sick and they fought to a standstill. I don't know how to explain that. Exactly. When do I think One Piece got bad? I think the writing started falling off post time skip, and it started becoming very inconsistent. Like, when you go from something as hyped as Marineford and as emotional as Luffy's backstory right after, to a 50-chapter fucking goddamn arc that is Fishman Island, they're gonna disappoint some people. And then after, you give them what? Punk Hazard. Which I think was fun, but like was placed in a bad spot. Like Dressrosa, I do have a little bit of emotional bias for, and Wano, I think Act 2, especially like the Odin flashback, was really good, and some of the raid stuff was cool, but Act 1 was horrible, and there was a lot of fuck ups in Act 3 as well. And I like it's just post time skip, man. I'm really, like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the reasons I read One Piece nowadays, not the only. I still like some of the stuff the story does. Like, Loki and his backstory was one of the reasons that still gives me hope, for example. But, like, a lot of the reasons I still read One Piece is to keep up with the power scaling aspect and my agendas. Facts, the way Oda does woman in his story is so fucking horrible. Yep. You had Bonnie's design established for over 10 years. Finally do something with the character. Let's make her 12. Why? Why? And nobody at Shueisha said, yo, Oda, people might think that's a little bit weird, bro. Might want to make her 18 at least. No, 12, that's good, because the age fruit. That makes it worse. That makes it worse. No, but like it's foreshadowing. Like, oh my god, like it's so awful. They are inhuman. Another thing I think about like One Piece's like woman design, or Oda's woman design, I should say. It kind of feeds into like, if I'm being honest, feeds into some like god damn it. Like body deformation stuff. Like, you know how like a lot of women, especially like younger like, girls, have like body like they're very sensitive about their body, right? I think that like plays into that, especially like in Japan, or like how they treat that. If you weren't aware, in Japan, they like it they they're like not just like we're like that body deformation stuff where you need to be like extra skinny, which I think is ugly, but they like it where if your skin's like pale as fuck. You know how like usually girls over here like to get tan, like in America and the West. Over in Japan, they like them like really pale, and they'll like, but like they're like kind of racist about it. All right, if you weren't aware. Fun fact: Persona 3 is the reason I know this. But yeah, they are a little bit. They are weird with that and how they do women. Like they're very like in general, man. Very conservative over there as well. If you thought like South of America was conservative, wait till you see Japan. Most of Asia. What do I think of Marineford being insane plot armor arc? Like Whitebeard was against 5 top tiers. I think the thing you're forgetting is that he was getting fucked up by those top tiers and kept walking away. When I first got into One Piece, I started at Wano. Ooh, bad choice. But by the time I went back and watched the rest of One Piece and finished Wano, I felt like he failed with Kaido. Oh, he definitely did. I don't care about God Valley. God Valley's trash. I've seen people make arguments for Bonnie. Yeah, they need to be locked the fuck up. Dude, Oda's weird as fuck. There was a pretty insane art of Bonnie he put in the SBS header in one of the Egghead volumes after Age reveal, I'm pretty sure. I bet he did, man. I bet he did. He's weird like that. But like, Sanji is out here saying weird shit, and I hate that because Sanji's such a good character when he's not forced under that stupid ass bit that Oda like puts onto him constantly. Loki and Nami don't even look hot because she has no rib cage. That's what I'm saying. It feeds into body deformation. Oda's very weird with women. I want that motherfucker investigated when One Piece is over. Do I think the Whitebeard pirates at their best are stronger than the red-haired pirates? Yeah. At their best, so it's counting like Odin, Marco, Jozu. Are we counting Blackbeard as well? Yeah. Robin, Loki, Moggs, Boa, and now that's what I. W for the girl Robin. I fuck with Robin. Another reason that Robin mogs them, and not just in looks, but she's an actual good character. I fuck with Robin. Robin's cool. I've said that multiple times. Robin and Frankie are some like the two minor straw hats outside of the monster trio that I actually fuck with. The rest are kind of useless now. I low-key read One Piece only for the lore. Akainu and Blackbeard and everything else is just random. Akainu, Blackbeard and everything else is just random clashes and Nami clones. Do I think Kuzan use conquers in the final clash? Are you talking about in the clash against Garp? Yeah, I do, because they make the same explosion that Roger and Viper did when they clashed in God Valley. Loki, how were Rayleigh and Gabon not no diffing Whitebeard's trash crew? I'm pretty sure they were. They were just like fucking with them. It's showing that in the anime. Do I think they wasted Boa Hancock? Yeah. Could have had her like an actual cool character because she has a good backstory that gives like her a good real reason for hating men. You know, she was a slave to the celestial dragons. She's an emperor of a island of women. She has the tools to be strong. She even has conqueror's hockey, but like she's barely fucking used. I do think she's a bit of a waste. Nami is the most annoying straw hat other than Usopp. Usopp, the thing that annoys me the most about Usopp isn't his character, more so how far he's fallen and how much he doesn't do. Oda's wasted every woman. Not Robin, but kinda. Robin's still cool. We fuck with Robin over here, alright? No, Odin. This connects to my balance of power question. It's been stated pre-time skip, but the Whitebeard pirates are the strongest crew in the world. Hold on. I forgot to pull... Hold on, let me see. This wants to pull up now. Oh, this panel. Oh, what do I think of this panel? Well, I think this goes into like why they loved Kaido so much as an emperor, because he sat on his ass drinking for 20 years and they didn't have to worry about him. Kaido didn't go after the One Piece. He wasn't making moves against the world government. He wasn't even really doing anything. And the only the people he was committing crimes against was on a non-government affiliated island. So that's why they liked him as a Yonko, because they didn't have to worry because he did nothing. He was no threat to them, right? That's like another thing where like the Marines can also like run around. They don't have to worry about guys like being replaced. You know, like Luffy who replaced Kaido, who is actively searching the One Piece, going against the government, and is, you know, someone that they don't have, they can just show up to at any point, because Luffy's moving around constantly. If they ever wanted to pull up on Kaido, they always knew where he was, and they didn't have to worry about him, like I said, because he did nothing against them. The only people he's really affecting were the people of Wano. I don't find Nami that annoying, actually. She has some good moments. Robin's Loki... Well, no! We're forgetting the Robin and Saul back... Meet up? Come on. That was cool. I fuck with that. You didn't even expect that. Kaido and Big Mom with a Gecko Mori is the top tier. Ooh, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it, yes. Has Kaido been power cliffed? Oh, hell yeah, he has. One second here. Just changing some of my settings. Okay. Robin Saul meetup did nothing for me, man. Saul shouldn't have been revived. But I think, I mean, I don't really, no, I don't really have strong feelings about, whatchamacallit, like Saul, right? I more so like that moment for Robin because Robin is happy again and she actually has someone from her, like, from her past that she can, like, talk to and stuff like that. Like, I might not have done stuff for you, but I liked it. I personally did. Old Gabon beats Odin? Yeah, I do agree with that, though. Has kind of into that. What do you mean by Emo and Loki? We'll give a stream like 5 more minutes. Seems the next video is going to be Rocks is overrated. I've always held the opinion that Kaido is the stepping stone, the door for what the very baseline is a top tier. Yeah, I said that before. Kaido, yeah, it's exactly how I word it. I say this though. Kaido is the border to get into that top tier territory, not to get to that, not to be at the very top of it though, right? Luffy still has a journey to go, right? Like you said, he opens the door to that top tier territory. He's not, it's not putting him at the very top of it though. Olgabon's feats in this arc are all upscale for Kizaru, by the way. Tell me about it. Will you do a One Piece strongest character all time list? I don't like doing all time because there's so much like if and like factors you have to like with Joy Boy, Ryuma, Davy Jones, like these characters you know are gonna be so fucking strong, but like we don't know shit about them. And I do current list, but I do them at the end of the year with a bunch of my friends. So like we're gonna do it again, like me, Polar, probably a Gambler, Tack, Kosu, Superior IQ. Hopefully the same squad as last time. And yeah, that's when we do it though. I do think we'll see Kizer go all out, and I think it's gonna be against like the Gorosei. When you do a video of how Rocks is overrated, don't forget to mention he beat up a rookie Garling who wasn't in his prime. Chill on my boy Garling. Yeah, I do plan to mention that. I don't like Garling, but I will mention that. All time list can change very quickly. That's another reason why I don't like them so much. People still using the Kaido can't be damaged till this day. Yeah, I've never understood that argument.
That's a make believe argument. Do I think Huizan is a different character, or Dozan is a different character, or just another name for the god of war of Elbaf? Probably just another name. I'm pretty sure in um, Nordic lore or Nordic mythology that that's the case, unless I'm wrong. I know a little bit about Nordic mythology. Why don't I like Garling? He's a good dad. Because he's a fucking asshole and talks highly like he does something, but he doesn't do anything. If he did something, I'd be like, okay, hold on now. You don't do shit. And I don't like how people were trying to put him on admiral level. I'm happy that fucking goddamn agenda was quickly killed. Do I think Fujitora Green Bull beats Kaido right now? Or not yet? I do think so. But like, if I were to make a video about it, I couldn't actually like explain it too well, just because we need more feats from Fujitora and Green Bull. That's the only reason why. Garling isn't nearly as funny as Summers, so he's already down a spot in the Holy Knight likable tier. That's what I'm saying. Summers has a funny sense of humor, even though he is a dickhead. Joy Boy over Emu. Come on. Kaido equal. Alright, bro. That annoys me to no end. R/1 Piece. R/1 Piece power skilling don't like me too much. They're not fans of me. Pirate folk likes me though. I don't understand it. Pirate folks likes me. One Piece power skilling doesn't. Oh yeah, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, it clears anything post time skip. Do I think end of series characters are going to power cliff all the time? Yes. Yes. Nah, don't switch up when he goes all out during the final war. You're going to regret it, bro. I won't switch up, but we'll see if I'll regret it. Garling and Shamrock, Loki afraid Fujitora. They have yet. I think you mean the Loki scared of Fujitora. They have yet to go after bro, even when he tried to do a drop a meteor on the land of the gods. Yeah, and he freed the slaves, so they're still holy knights. The Green Bull was the one that actually had to do something. They're still holy knights. Oh my god, we ignore them. All right. Do I think in end of series Kobe will be stronger than Zoro or Sanji? Maybe Sanji, not Zoro. Shanks waited to start till after Kaido died. I don't like that argument because you're forgetting that Kaido was literally suicidal. He wanted to die, and when given the chance, when Shanks presented him the chance, he said, "I'm gonna go home." Tell me why One Piece pacing is slop, because it goes from very slow to very quick and there's no actual middle ground. You never, like, I feel like there was no breathing room in God Valley and nothing was actually shown to us. Everything was fucking rushed. I mean, everything beforehand, we had like Oda focusing on a bunch of bullshit we know we shouldn't have been focusing on. Nobody really liked it that much. Like, for example, the 50 chapters of Fisherman Island, the constant showings of Rebecca's flashback, the fucking bullshit, a bunch of the bullshit that was going on in Wano that made it way longer of an arc than it had to be. It goes from very slow, very quick, no middle ground. Just a bunch of bullshit. Sabo could never free the slaves. He is too busy using the elderly as meat shields. Tell me about it. In fact, the elderly had to save him. Oh, good question. Which has worse power skillers, Reddit or TikTok? I'm gonna go with TikTok because the thing with Reddit is they're presented ideas from like YouTubers and I guess some certain Twitter users that are cool, while like TikTokers will like just have these stupid like they have stupid like bro talks. They're like, nah, man, like yeah, like I like Pirate Folk. Like they'll have like
Nah, man, I don't like. Did you see what the anime showed? And they'll show like anime clips and like dead ass read. I've seen people pull up like manga scans from TikTok sites showing that they read the One Piece off TikTok, and like it's awful, man. Like bro said, Reddit has some places which are decent. Reddit is also, yeah, Reddit does have more not mature minds, but older minds would be a better thing to say. They do respect. They respect the adm. But I think they respect the admirals at least. I found someone on TikTok saying that Kizaru and Marco went extreme diff during Marineford. Yep, that sums it up perfectly. That sums up their stupidity perfectly. One Piece power scaling is filled with bums who vehemently deny that Kizaru fed Luffy. I could see that. I only really go on pirate folk. One Piece power scaling doesn't like me. One of my videos got posted in there, and I forget which one it was. It wasn't about an admiral video. It was about something else. I forget which one. I think it was like on I think it was like on Sanji, and they were fucking hating on it. I don't really like Reddit though. Like I said, they're not mature minds. They're definitely they're definitely older minds than TikTok minds. But One Piece versus JJK fandom. The One Piece fandom is better in that regard. The Jujutsu Kaisen fan is probably what like. Now I say it all the time. There's no good fandom out there. The JJK fandom is, however, awful. So goddamn bad. I can't take them seriously. Gojo Sukuna versus Sukuna is spelled out for them more than Mihawk versus Shanks, and they still debate it. Oh, my foot. I just fucking moved my foot and it fell the fuck asleep. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Goku, Shiki, Dragon, and Dragon are bums with 0 feats and get carried by pure narrative. Leave Dragon out of that. I only respect Dragon so much, really, because of how much Akainu hates that motherfucker. Anytime he sees Luffy, especially Marineford, he was like, Dragon, son! That's crazy. That motherfucker hates Dragon. They definitely had some type of connection. You think Domi Reverse amps hockey as much as people think? Wouldn't that go against hockey, your will/choice? Yes, it does. But guess what? Oda doesn't give a fuck about making any bit of it make sense. Why make it make sense when you could just do whatever the fuck you want? Do I think Shanks versus Blackbeard will be more hyped than Gojo versus Sukuna? No. The reason I don't think so is because that JJK is a very LARPed series, and because it's not as quick to like catch up to, there's gonna be a lot of people who just don't even want to fucking catch up to One Piece and all that shit to like where Shanks versus Blackbeard is, wherever it is down the line. And on top of that, the main reason though is because Oda doesn't draw fights. He draws clashes and build-ups to one big attacks and then calls them fights. And, you know, his troglodyte fandom eats it up. How are Kaido and Big Mom top tier without any hockey mass feats? Didn't have any chance against the world government. Yep. They're bottom top tiers. They're like at the very bottom. Do I like the new transformation of Emu in the latest manga? For me, Emu transformation kind of looks like hybrid buffalo. I like it. I've never been hating on Emu's design. It is a little bit of a it does kind of look like some Bleach and One Piece Naruto designs, but I'm not really hating on that. I think his design is cool. Dragon got packed up by Teach, and they ended up running. They did ended up running from Blackbeard's crew. That is correct. Domi reverse only affects those who do that would do evil action if given absolute power. Just how sad and tragic backstory Akainu is going to have to justify his hatred for pirates. I'm saying. Vigil AI is carrying all of modern anime. When we see Dragon and Mihawk move, I need some insane shit. What do you mean we saw Emu move, but not them yet? I'm saying that, and also on top of this, we haven't seen like any Admiral go all out yet. I was saying this earlier. Who do I think has the strongest hockey besides Joy Boy? I guess Emu. Emu transformation was ruined by a Super Saiyan 3 ass eyebrows. Okay, I like that's a good criticism. How many top tiers do I think base rocks can beat? Like in a 1v1, like in a 1v like all at the same time? He's not beating two top tiers in a one base rocks in a 1v2. No, hell no. No matter who the fuck it is. The Revolutionary are just an army of frauds and runaway merchants. Do you think Cat can even beat base Yamato? No, not at all. He is, yeah, no, not at all. Whoever are the other four unrevealed Holy Knights, and Shamrock saves the Holy Knight agenda. One Piece has too many hype characters for them to pay off. That's fair. A lot of them are going to be disappointments, but that's also the beauty of agenda. Some fall, some rise. All you need to know is the Admiral agenda is going to rise. I meant which top tier characters do I think Base Rock scales above? Kaido, Big Mom, Green Bull, Fujitora. If we're counting Garling, Rayleigh, Gabon, them two, of course. Base rocks, by the way. Base Herald, maybe? No, not even that. Not many. Like I said, base rock. Well, rocks in general is overrated, but what feature feats do you think Fuji and Green Bull can get in the future to upscale them, and against who? Mainly against the Holy Knights or someone like them, like the Gorosei. Maybe against the Cross Guild. The biggest argument against Dragon is the fact that Sabo is his second in command. That is a bad second in command. How many Akainus does it take to beat Emu or Joy Boy? Shit, I think like 3 Akainus is enough. Maybe even 1. Revs are doomed to fail. Dragon is 99% of their strength. If Dragon, the strength is Dragon, they want to overthrow immortal deities, and they don't even have Conqueror's Hockey. They're legit bums. That is true. The Dragon is majority of their strength. I would have fumbled with a lot more people than just Herald, but yeah. Actually, I don't even know about that. What do you mean by fumbled? I think he was an annoying ass character. I don't like Harold as a character. He's a horrible father. Acts like he's a good one. It's funny, Rox and Harold, Pirate King level Clash, was it in their prime, yet people want to act like Whitebeard and Roger somehow it's here above that. That Rox and Harold Clash when Rox was like 30. Yeah, but 30 in One Piece isn't like primes for guys like these, man. Kaido is like fucking 60 in his prime. Katakuri is like fucking 48. He's nearly 50 years old. Like, and you're also completely taking out of the you're completely removing like the fact that Whitebeard, Roger, and Garp had several clashes with each other for 20 plus years, claimed countless territories, explored the world, honed their techniques, and got a lot more advanced with their hockey. That's completely disrespectful to them. Thank Elbaf. Thank Elbaf for giving Loki and Gabon for a potential massive upskill. Oh, yeah. One of the reasons I like Loki so much. I like Gabon too. Do I scale base or Domi rocks above a single OG Admiral? Base rocks, no. Domi rocks above Kizaru. Not above Kuzan. It's taking more than 3 Akainos. I mean, Akainu can make clones, so it might just be one with a bunch of clones. if Kizaru could do it with his Logia powers, I could see Akainu doing it. Akainu clones would be awesome. I would love to see that. Would you like these clones to use Conqueror's Hockey or not? Harold could have been far more than just a dumbass. Oh, okay. He could have been an actually good father or just an interesting character like Loki. But he made Harold the slightly better Odin story-wise. Better Odin? I don't know about that, gang. I think Odin's a lot better than fucking Harold. I do not like me Harold, all right? Me and Polar Stone made like a 30-minute video that's like chopped up. There's like an extra 15 minutes of Harold hate in that, by the way. There's like 15 minutes of uncut Harold hate. Or cut out Harold hate. Yeah, Garling and the true dads of One Piece. That's funny, man. Why do I think people stroke hockey so much? They act like the Goach, Joy Boy, and end of series Luffy don't have it. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I really don't get it. Me when I headcanon power-ups that doesn't exist. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they just went for 20 years. Yeah, Roger, Whitebeard, and Garp just got weaker over 20 years. Got it. They did nothing. Yep, that's just that's headcanon. Yep, Even though it's stated and shown that they did that, yep, somehow headcanon. Okay, yep. Nice, buddy. I see people on TikTok saying Rocks and 1v10 the Admirals. Yeah, it's probably that fucking guy. What the fuck does Kong even do to sit his ass for 65 years barking orders? He made a deal with APAC or something, bro. He made a deal with fucking Emu and the Govs gang. He wanted them. He made a deal to get on that seat. I'm telling you. He made Odin's ass. I mean, I don't like Harold, but I don't like Odin, but Harold's worse. All right, bro. Can you move? I want to read the fucking. I look forgot Kong was a character. Everybody does. Everybody does. I'm telling you. He made a deal with APAC or something to get on that fucking seat. Odin is massively overrated in strength. He's not even current Zoro level. Current Zoro has a better feat than him. And people are like, but you forget though that Odin was blindsided by Kaido. Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that Zoro scarred hybrid Kaido, which is stronger than the one that fought Odin, while the one that fought Odin was also in his fucking dragon form. Completely removing every piece of context. What order do you rank Roger, Whitebeard, Garp, and strength? Whitebeard, Garp, and then Roger. From strongest to weakest. Whitebeard's the strongest. All insanely close, though. So I think all the 4 Yonko can beat the Marines. No world government, just Marines. Are we talking about with their crews? With their crews, maybe. Without, no. Odin lost to a base Kaido who wasn't even at his prime. Exactly. Odin getting one shot is such an insane anti feat. I don't use that though. I don't use that as a fucking anti feat. My point about that is the only point I brought up was that Zoro's feat of cutting Kaido was better than Odin's, and cutting Kaido is Odin's best fucking feat. Is it not? Okay then. When the God Valley movie comes out, we're gonna see him clash with Whitebeard at God Valley and scar him just to watch. Gang, he didn't have the scar in God Valley. So that would be completely uncanon, and that would make the movie non-canon. Dog, I don't. The only thing I care about for Black Clover is Noelle's and Mimosa's fine ass, especially Noelle. She's my fucking queen. But yeah, Garp over Whitebeard. I don't hate it, but Whitebeard has everything Garp has and then some. I see Odin and was given the world's strongest man title. Unifeats better Unifeats than Naruto. I hate the Naruto Unifeats. They'll be like, wait, hold on, guys. So when Naruto stepped into one dimension, his chakra was cutting through the universe. That's not what the fuck was happening, man. That's not all what was happening. It wasn't like disrupting it. What was it called? It was just like an anomaly. His chakra wasn't like bound to that universe or something. Like I forget exactly what it was. You got to go, gang. You got an exam tomorrow. Bro, I did this instead. Hey, bro, study for that exam. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I have to go look at the actual panel of Naruto standing in that universe to break it down. But I know it like the universal feats for Naruto are annoying, and a lot of them are made up, by the way, like Kaguya shit. They know that that one statement is mistranslated, and they still fucking use it. But Garp scales to Kobe, so he's strongest behind Kobe. Bro's watching Kobe piece. Make a video of making Sabo is an overrated character and he sucks. I need that vid. Watch Polar Stone's video on that. He already made one, and he made a really good one. Of dog shit top tiers. Big Mom versus Prime Odin. Naruto is like outer, I heard. Yeah, they'd be saying bullshit, gang. Young Garp can tank Odin's strongest attack. Yeah, I do think he can. So I think Kobe will be the new strongest Marine. There's a possibility. I don't think he will, though. Do I agree with this take? One Admiral could solo every Yonko commander from every crew combined? Yeah. I think one Admiral could solo all the Yonko commanders at once. The fuck? Most of them are genuine bums. They can't do anything against like an all-out Elogia awakening. Most durable character. Durable. Okay. Like hard is just to pierce and just like damage in general. Emo, I guess. Maybe Loki, maybe Harold. One of them, I guess. Sabo being a kind who is like the ZKK. It is exactly like that. A kind who souls the Big Mom pirates? Yes, he does. I actually think if Oda was a good writer, Kobe would beat Luffy. Bro's a mean Kobe fan. Alright. Anybody, any questions before I head out? Because I am pretty hungry and I want to go eat. You still hear people saying Big Mom is alive. Yeah, that's cool, bro. That would be awful. I'm actually like gonna drop One Piece if that happens. I would strictly only like read it for agendas at that point. When is the Rocks Overrated video coming out? Okay. I'm not scripting it today because I streamed today. That was my excuse not to actually make a script. And I also wanted to see what video. So, scripts will be done Monday, either tomorrow or Tuesday latest. and editing will be Wednesday, maybe. So like Thursday or Friday. Thursday or Friday is like when the video will probably come out. I'm gonna stream though. I'm gonna try to stream a bit more. Loki hybrid form. That's what I'm thinking. Akainu will kill a Straw Hat and motivate Luffy. I hope Akainu kills Luffy. If I'm being all honest with you. What happened in the new One Piece chapter? People said Luffy got a new form. Not Luffy, Emu. Peace out, bro. Hey, peace out, man. Yeah, I'm about to head out too anyway. But yeah, yeah, no, it was Emu that got a new form, not Luffy. But yeah, I'm gonna head out though. It was fun streaming, guys. I love these One Piece streams. Have been really fun as of late. So expect them a little bit more often. I'm gonna try at least once or twice a week. I really want to do that. But I love you guys. Hope you have a good day, and peace out.